Welcome to Wichita, Kansas for the Game Time High School Game of the Week on Your View. Tonight, the Bishop Carroll Golden Eagles will play host to the Wichita South Titans. Well, we welcome you down on the field this evening. I'm Scott Hogan alongside Scott Gurney. Well, Scott, we talked to a lot of people surrounding this game tonight. I know South's 0-3. Bishop Carroll 1-2, but you get the feeling there's a lot of talent on each side.
There's a lot of talent on both sides of the football for both these teams, and can they bring that out and come away with a win tonight? That experience is going to pay dividends. Can they keep a hold of the football? Can they manage the clock? We'll see who comes out on top on this one.
Well, of course, we got to visit with both coaches during the week, and one word was very common between both coaches. It was patience.
It was patience, and for the Eagles, I think you've got to use that experience you have at the front line to really excel and try to capture that line of scrimmage on both sides, defensively and offensively. And for the Titans, it's using that big-time playmaker that's going to get the football, Rashawn Johnson. He's going to control things. Can he be patient enough to give the offense time to take what the defense is going to give them to be successful?
Well, we mentioned the tested versus untested quarterbacks tonight. There's your tested product for Wichita South, Rashawn Johnson.
How about 329 yards rushing, 180 yards passing? He's got weapons behind him, in front of him. He's the guy, he's the straw that stirs the drink, and he can make things happen, be spectacular, but he's got to be patient.
On the other side, making his first career start tonight for Bishop Carroll, that's John Corrigan.
John Corrigan, hey, he's a senior, 5'11", 165 pounds. Got to get the first game jitters out of his system. Important play calling tonight for him to get comfortable and get comfortable fast.
Great weather tonight. Should be a fantastic ball game. We'll take a break, and we'll be back with more of the Game Time Game of the Week on Your View.
Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now.
Here's an important message from the US Med Diabetes Solution Center. If you have diabetes, you know the pain of pricking your fingers. But now, by wearing a small device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can reduce your pain right away. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. So call us right now to see if you qualify for a CGM at little or no cost. US Med. Better service. Better care.
Game Time on Your View is brought to you by Keeley Roofing and Construction. Let us show you why our customers voted us the best of Wichita for roofing, siding, decks, and guttering. Keeley Roofing and Construction, where quality meets integrity.
Let's go ahead and take a look at our keys to victory.
For the Titans, they got to win the line of scrimmage, and you got to keep the chains moving on offense. For the Golden Eagles, you got to establish the line of scrimmage as well and limit those explosive plays.
So South won the toss and deferred, so they will kick off. There is 0 wind. So I think South just chose a direction, and they're going to run with it. And this looks like this is Travis Sanders that will kick off back deep for the Golden Eagles. Dangerous Landon Stephen. And it'll be a short kick taken by one of the up men, and what a stick. It's going to be out near the 40-yard line. That was number 33, Luke Roberts, a blocking back on the return.
And number 15, that was Demarion Carter. Number 15 on the tackle. Boy, he laid a lick on the returner.
And don't be deceived, that is the South defense out there. You see Rayshawn Johnson, number 1. Several South players, Scott, going to go both ways, including Johnson in the secondary.
Yeah, they actually have quite a few, so we'll see how that plays out in the third and fourth quarters of this one. It's a warm night here in Wichita. Could be a big difference maker. And ooh, I think we got a penalty right off the bat.
I think that's going to be into the neutral zone for South. So you see an up-close look at Anthony Wynn.
Defense, number 16, 5-yard penalty, replay, first down.
So it was Anthony Wynn that jumped offside. Well, that's something that South can ill afford to do, really either team tonight. So a 1st and 5, and now the attention turns to John Corrigan. Going to run an option and pitch it out on the edge, and a nice gain and a good block downfield, and then the ball came out, and we got penalty marker down as well. That may be coming back for a part of a hold. There you see on the carry was Keegan Holsey. We'll have to go back and check.
Offense, number 19, 10-yard penalty from the spot, replay, first.
Well, that's Nick Wineland, one of the wideouts, on a penalty. And let's see what this does for down and distance. We'll get the look at the penalty. First, great decision and nice pitch.
Nice run out there by Britton St. Vrain, a sophomore, 5'9", 160.
So after the penalty, a spot foul makes it a 1st down and 11. They're going to bunch those trips out on the right hash. Now going to run option the other way. And that was well defended by South. Indecision there. Corrigan got belted down. I think that was number 3, Jaden Roscoe, on the big hit.
Yeah, if you look the way they strung this play out, great job by the defensive end. The corner comes out, gets clear, pushes the play out, extends it. Good group tackle as well.
So it'll bring up a, look like they moved it forward maybe a yard. 2nd down and 10.
Look for Jaden Roscoe to be all over the field tonight. He's an explosive defensive guy.
Corrigan's first pass is going to be a sack back near the 25. Is shooting in there, I think untouched, was Andre Lovett.
Yeah, I love it. The sophomore, 5'11", 295, and he brings the heat in a hurry. Coming off the edge, Corrigan couldn't get away.
Well, and you know it has to be done. South's got to love it that happened early in the game to put him in this bad down and distance. Not where you want John Corrigan again, making his first start for the injured Jonah Mole. Suffered I believe it was a broken arm in the Bishop McGinnis game last week. And 3rd and 20, look for something safe here. Wanted to go to the screen, that is floated and caught, but then tackled immediately was the receiver Harrison King. And that was big number 45. I tell you what, Kai Parker and South really laying the wood here early.
Well, they are, and just a lot of pressure on the quarterback. Pressure creates abnormal behavior, and you had to get rid of the ball quick. Did get it to a receiver. Nice job getting some positive yards, but it brings up 4th down.
Zane White, one of your offensive linemen, serves as the punter, and you might serve well to punt it away from Rayshawn Johnson. This punt is blocked. South's going to pick it up, and ankle tackled was Jaden Kirker. That might have been a special team score, but boy, I tell you what, great start for South.
Was a great start. That's exactly what you want. Pin your ears back and come get it. Took a while to get the ball up, and it was number 3. How about Roscoe again making another big play on the defensive side of the ball?
Well, Jaden Roscoe, we've called his name already a couple times, and now this South offense, we'll get our first look at Rayshawn Johnson. Kirk, typically the starting running back. He's going to get a break here. Probably Jarrell James will be in there at the running back, and South will start at the Bishop Carroll 17-yard line. And now there is a great defensive read into the backfield immediately is Cooper Kuntz. And I tell you, Coach Jacks talked about him being disruptive down there.
He's just so strong. Watch him come through that offensive line, basically untouched. Got a little shoulder. You got to get your full body in front of Kuntz or he's going to run right by you just like that.
Well, not what South wanted. They get behind the chains here early. A loss of nearly 4 yards. We'll call it second and a long 13. Now just a straight keeper. Johnson, a short gain, staying at home very nicely. There was Landon Stephen on the stop.
Yeah, Landon Stephen return. He's a senior, 5'11", 180. Really kind of this linebacking course quarterback, what you want to call it. This guy can really play, and he's quick to the football.
Well, you maybe, if you're South, you're calling maybe play calling here for 2 plays to try to pick this up. Let's see if Rayshawn Johnson can keep their base set out there. There's a little bit offset eye. He's going to roll out. He is a lefty. Fires a quick pass. It was caught but tackled immediately was Jay-Sean Simmons, well short of the 20.
Landon Stephen in on the tackle once again. You got to keep your head on a swivel here. Looking for something a little bit deeper than that. I'm surprised he went to the short guy in the flat.
Boy, what a big early situation in this game. After blocking the punt, South faces a 4th and 11. And going to leave the offense out there.
Well, Scott, through our conversations, we both had questions on whether either one of these teams was built to get behind the chains and have long down and distances.
Carroll showing pressure. Johnson eludes the first pressure and needs to make something happen and can't. He's going to be well short, and what a stand by the Carroll defense. The block punt turns into nothing for South.
And again, just exchanging punches right here. The defense is, you can see, really contained it well, group tackling to the football, trying to contain Rayshawn Johnson is trouble.
So the Carroll offense, 3 and out. They had a big penalty and a sack given up there. You see their first-year head coach enjoyed visiting with Chris Jacks. He's a 2001 graduate from here at Bishop Carroll. Now Corrigan and that offense back out there at the tailback. This time is Cooper Herman. He's a little bit more of the big physical back. And they're going to go to the bubble screen out on the right side of the formation, and out of bounds with a good gain is Nick Wineland.
Wineland at 6'2", 145 pounds, wiry kid, but can really catch a football.
And we have a flag down. Let's watch the replay first.
Yeah, nice little pump pass, got it out on the edge.
Incidental face mask. Defense. 5-yard penalty from the end of the run will result in a first down.
Yeah, you saw that. They got just a little bit of Wineland's face mask right here at the last. We'll get a great shot of it right there. Step a little too far there was Jamarian Peters.
So penalties already making a little asterisk in this one already.
Now some motion and some misdirection. Herman broke a tackle into the secondary and a first down for the big back Cooper Herman, the junior, at over 200 pounds.
Cooper Herman, the junior, at 6'2", 205, like Scott said. And he's a load to bring down, but he's so shifty in the backfield as well.
Now a little tempo back to Herman. Oh, I tell you, there's another flag down. Herman, a nice gain, nearly lost the football in there. South really raking at it.
5 yards in a cloud of smoke, so to speak.
It came down, I think, right at the snap. You got to wonder if Carroll had an illegal formation or something like that.
There are 5 men in the backfield there.
Or is this another one on South? They were looking towards the Carroll.
Illegal substitution. Defense. Too many men on the field. Didn't make it off in time. Will result in a first down.
Second straight series, a penalty. Going to give Carroll a first down, and there you see the head man, Russ Wells. He also calls the defense for South. And he needs to come up with a defensive stop as Carroll has ventured into South territory. And back to the ground game in Herman. And you just see the physical push inside the 40. Going to gain nearly 7, maybe 8.
We talked about keys. Winning the line of scrimmage is always key, no matter what, but having a back that has the strength to do that is special.
And this time they tried to go Herman to get the first down, but Damani Harris, number 0, in there to force a 3rd down and short.
I think they actually brought back Britton St. Verrain to run the football on that particular. That was 20. Came up short. Like I said, defense got in there, made good stance. Loss of 2.
So it is 3rd down and 2.
Oh my.
And now they're
package.
going to a modified tush push, and there goes Corrigan. An ankle tackle, catching him is Rayshawn Johnson. And it's going to be 1st and goal, so the heavy package pays off for Carroll.
Boy, it definitely does. Watch this hole open up like the parting of the Red Sea. And the only one athletic enough to catch him was Rayshawn Johnson. Now you're in the red zone. Now you got to finish.
There's that power formation again. Corrigan runs into a wall, will fall forward for maybe a yard. And I think first in there, number 24, Keandre Metcalf.
Yeah, there was a lot of white shirts.
False start. Offense. Not everybody got set. Replay. First down.
So a false start. We didn't hear the whistle or see the flag. And I think maybe Carroll, they're trying to go a little too quickly. And also, remember, a different cadence with a different quarterback in there.
Noah Mall not behind center. Things are a little bit different. We look at John Corrigan.
He was voted a captain of this team coming into the season. I'm going to spread it back out and go to St. Vrain. Oh, what a read and a cut. He'll stretch. Will they give it to him? They do. Touchdown Bishop Carroll. Boy, what a great run and great blocking up front, and St. Vrain cut off of every block.
Boy, he definitely did from about, I'll say about 8 yards out. Just stretches out that big 5'9" frame and stretches it across the goal line.
Come on, will be David and Cisco Acuna. They attempt the extra point. And we got a flag down. At least I saw something fly there, but maybe that was from one of the kiddies. As the extra point, I think the official's confused as well. We'll take a break. Carroll up 7-0 here on Your View.
Thinking about retirement? Would you like to have retirement income that you can count on for the rest of your life? How about up to 33% more income? Call this number to get this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers. This book is filled with valuable information uncovering little-known secrets to help you maximize your income in retirement. And it's free. Retirement income you can count on starts by calling for this free book. As a bonus, we'll also rush this annuity rate report, also absolutely free. Annuity National researched numerous products and summarized the rates and benefits of annuities from foremost insurance companies like Nassau Life and Annuity. Call for both these free books. Annuity National, retirement income you can count on for the rest of your life. Call now.
For your free books, call 800-793-7995. That's 800-793-7995. 800-793-7995.
7-0 Bishop Carroll. Boy, I tell you, that was a long ways in a short time for the Golden Eagles.
It very well was. 88 yards. Went there in 1 minute and 49 seconds. And then for St. Vrain, the sophomore, to stretch it across and get the TD. And I'll tell you what, running game is everything. Win the line of scrimmage, control the clock.
And a deep kick. Rayshawn Johnson will field it at the 1. Trying to get to the sideline. He doesn't look out. He's got blockers in front. Johnson will cross midfield. Did he stay in bounds? Now a convoy. 30. Got a great block again. And Rayshawn Johnson to the house. 99 yards. An extra point away from us being tied.
I'm telling you what, explosive plays. This guy personifies it. But did he step out? A flag is on the play.
This may be after the play. It's down near the Carroll 10. We'll get it also. I wonder if this was one of those celebration penalties that they're really cracking down on.
Well, let's hope not. It kind of takes the fun out.
Result of the play is a touchdown. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, receiving team. That penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
So it is an unsportsmanlike, and I tell you, it's kind of...
Number 34, first unsportsmanlike of the game for disqualification.
It's kind of one step forward, one step back. Now you're going to give up such great field position. On the ensuing kickoff is where they will penalize that. But first thing will be first. Will South try to kick the extra point, or will they send the offense out there, try to grab the lead? But there was Mr. Everything there for Wichita South.
Oh, my gosh. He's such a dynamic player. Anytime he touches a football, he's got an opportunity to do that. I'm really surprised they kicked it in his direction. But that ball was headed into the end zone. He was over there acting like a center fielder, cut it off, and wow, shows off the legs. But, hey, credit the return team. They set up a great wall for him. Special teams has got to be special in games like this.
Okay, so Johnson not in the game. At the quarterback is the backup Jaden Logue. Going to hand it off to Kirk, and he's trying to power his way in. He doesn't get close. So extra point or 2-point conversion fails for South. Rayshawn Johnson to the house, and the Titans within one when we return.
Heads up, the IRS is on the move. If you owe the IRS more than $10,000 in back taxes, revenue agents can now come directly to your home to collect. That means bank accounts, assets, and cash are all up for grabs. The time for waiting is over. StopIRSDebt.com can intercept these agents and stop collections fast. With thousands of 5-star reviews, we've helped low and high income taxpayers get protected and slash their tax debt. So if you're under audit, need your returns filed, or have an agent at your door, go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings. Simply answer a few questions and you're done. With 87,000 new IRS agents on the move, don't roll the dice any longer. There are now generous options to resolve your tax debt, but you must act fast. Don't wait until it's too late. Go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings.
Call 855-296-9016. That's 855-296-9016.
And here's the kickoff return. Take us through it.
Well, I caught the ball. I tipped the ball in front of the end zone and then went back into the zone. Got it, came out with it, showed the speed. But look at the wall out there in front of me. A lot of white jerseys. You know they've practiced that a lot. And that's how you answer when you have a team that just drove down the field on you 88 yards.
And now you kick off after the penalty and the return by Landon Steven. And there goes Steven. But he lost the football. And it's out there, and I believe Carroll able to get back on it.
I think Steven actually got back on it with a little second effort there. That's going to be critical. Got to keep control of the football here, but take another look at it. We'll fake the end around type of thing and whoop.
Yeah, and bounce right back to Steven. A big break there for Carroll, but again, the unsportsmanlike, you give up huge field position as Carroll up a point, starts inside of South territory.
Well, let's see if that big offensive line that returns every starter from last year on that front line. Gertz, Anderson, Armbrister, Moeller, Murphy, and White.
Corrigan on a little read keeper takes it for about 8 on first down. And if you're South, early on, Carroll's offensive line, I tell you, on that 8-play, 88-yard drive, they commanded the line of scrimmage. And now the tempo. And they'll go back to the big back this time, Cooper Herman, and he is wrestled down a couple of yards short. It'll be 3rd down and a deuce.
Big defensive end, Anthony Wynn right there. 6'1" senior. Goes about 235. This young man can play the game now, just bulldogging.
That was a great job. He was engaged and able to fight that block off right when he needed to. And here comes that heavy package. And they're going to get a free 5 as somebody jumped in early there for South. I think Mason Holmes, number 56, maybe in a touch early.
There was a lot of bodies moving.
Encroachment, defense, 5-yard penalty will result in a first down.
If memory serves me correct, early in the game, that's the third first down gain by Carroll via South penalty here in the first quarter.
I do believe you are correct.
I think we had 2 offsides and an incidental face mask. Low snap. And they're going to go back to the big back, and boy, he got stood up in the hole. Cooper Herman, there's Wynn, and also in there, number 24, Keandre Metcalf.
Well, I'm going to guess Coach Wells, after that drive, challenged his defensive line and his linebackers to be a little bit stronger. Bow their neck a little bit. Bend but don't break.
Now Carroll getting up there quickly, and check with me now over at the sideline. Still plenty of time on the play clock. Here's a good look at the senior quarterback, John Corrigan. And they'll go option. He's going to tuck it and go. And he broke a tackle, broke a second, and is out of bounds with what looked like no gain. And we'll see where they mark him. He'll bring up a 3rd and manageable. Boy, South had an opportunity. They couldn't get him down.
Let's take a look at see where it was. There's a block, and then all of a sudden, nothing. He's up and gone. And that was Dre Metcalf that had a paw on him, just couldn't wrestle him to the ground.
Boy, and 3rd and 4 looks a lot better than what was looking like maybe 3rd and 9 or 10. And no man's land there at the 30, probably 4 down territory. Want to go quick pass, and that was deflected and then almost hauled in, getting his fingertips on it. Drew Ferguson, the receiver, but out was number 3, Jaden Roscoe, already with several nice plays.
Oh, yeah, we've called his name already, and boy, that took opportunity for a pick 6 right there,
Ooh.
but smart enough to get a mid on it, tall enough, athletic enough.
Well, another half step, and this would have been 12-7 South. He read that perfectly. And now an empty set. This could be a keeper by Corrigan on 4th down and 4. There he goes. And he's got the first down into the secondary, breaking leg tackles. And Carroll will be in the red zone with a big first down as they went spread and keeper for Corrigan.
The senior, first game starting, calling his own number on the draw, just strong enough, just as I will myself to get the first down here. Still moving the chains, and that is so big.
And we have seen the South offense. We're now about 9 minutes deep, 3 plays in this first quarter. Now another keeper by Corrigan, and he's got some room to run, kind of stumbled and dove forward to about the 12. To bring up a second down at about 3. Well, right now, why not? If you're Chris Jacks, keep riding that run game.
Oh, absolutely.
And South had trouble getting lined up and breaking tackles. St. Vrain will have the first down. It's going to be 1st and goal.
You know, we talked about for South, the key was, to just take what the defense gives you. Well, that's exactly what Bishop Carroll's doing right now. 3, 4 yards, 5 yards, pop a 10, maybe a 15 every once in a while, but my goodness, offensive line is winning the line of scrimmage right now.
1st and goal, and back to Herman. He's inside the 5, down to about the 3, maybe the 2. Again, they have a nice change of pace. You got St. Vrain at 160 pounds, and then Cooper Herman listed at 205, and now the tempo again. Right back to Herman, and he'll dance himself into the end zone. The Golden Eagles get their second touchdown here in the first quarter, just pounding it down the field on the ground.
Again, just a dominant performance by the front line. Watch them create a lot of pancake packages when you're coming in, you're double teaming your defender in front of you and letting the running back do his thing.
So it'll be David and Cisco Acuna. Second extra point of the first quarter, a low liner, but it slips through there. And Bishop Carroll goes up 14-6. Give credit up front there, cross from left tackle to right tackle. Anderson, Armbrister, Mahler, Murphy, and White so far dominating up front.
And, you know, just talking with Coach Jacks, it's like, okay, this offensive line, even though they're very experienced, they're not very big. He says, well, we've never been very big throughout history. He says, but what we are is we're very technique solid. They double team a lot. They move bodies. He said, one person, it's really hard to move a big guy in front of you, but two people, that's a different story, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Well, if I was a betting man, and I'm not very often, Zane White, I don't know that this is going to come anywhere close to Rayshawn Johnson on this kickoff. It shouldn't. Let's see if it does. Yeah, he's going to just squib it along the ground. One of the up men will take it, and you're willing to give South the ball at the 37 to keep it away from Rayshawn Johnson. Now what does South offense need to do here? They couldn't take advantage of that early turnover. Went out, turnover on downs. What do they need to do to get things going here?
Well, what they don't have to do is do something out of character. Do what you do. You got to challenge your offensive line to win the line of scrimmage here when you're on offense. Your big back, Jaden Kirk, has got to get the football, get explosive, and then Rayshawn Johnson has just got to manage the football game. You don't have to be a hero yet.
Now a little motion into the backfield and almost a little push pass, and this is strung out, and it's going to be a big loss. Jamarian Peters is going to lose 6, maybe 7. As again, penetration, he tried to get around it to the short side of the field, and it was a disaster.
Yeah, give the defense credit. They really strung it out well. A lot of helmets to the football here. 5 guys getting to the football in a hurry. But again, really slow developing play down the line of scrimmage. I think you got to start getting vertical.
And they ruled it as a 5-yard loss. And now Johnson wants a quick slant, and it was there and broken up in and out of the hands of Jaden Roscoe. That would have made this third down a lot more manageable, but I think there was contact right there from number 7, Keaton St. Vrain.
Another senior, 6'1", 180 pounds, did a nice job, just defensive. Hey, if you're going to give up a completion, keep it underneath you. And he didn't. Good job getting to the football right when he needed to. Timed it well, didn't get a PI, and good effort.
Now Johnson back to throw it. This one is a deep ball into coverage and was overthrown and nearly intercepted. Closest there was Blake Bowmaker. Intended there for Jamarian Peters, and South a really quick 3 and out.
Yeah, Bowmaker, the leader in that defensive secondary. Just 5'6", 145 pounds, but he plays much bigger than that. He was right there, and it went right through the mittens.
And if he had Peters had one more step, he would have had a chance to make a play on that ball, but is not what South. Now they got several guys coming on late here for the punt team. Sanders on a low snap, and that one's blocked. South's going to fall on it, but a disaster again for South. They're going to give Carroll the ball near their own 30.
But they return the favor, does Bishop Carroll, on a special teams play. A bunch of helmets getting to the football. Bishop Carroll's going to start with great field position, and they got 117 to work with here in the second.
Here you see a very calm Russ Wells for South. He's also the defensive coordinator. That was a short visit with his defense. 3 and out in the block punt.
Correction, I said second. It's still the first quarter, so boy, it's not a position you want to let Bishop Carroll in if you're South.
And officially, I think they mark it at the South 27, and I think they're back to St. Vrain in the backfield. And now Corrigan fumbles it. He'll pick it up, get around the edge, and back to about the original line of scrimmage.
I wouldn't encourage that too many times. A lot of times you reach in for that ball and you get absolutely creamed. You want to get on top of the football, get it covered up, live to fight another day, but this time it pays off for Corrigan. He makes something that could have been a loss into a no gain, but got back to the line of scrimmage. But I think what we see that as something that's not to do, but it worked out in their favor this time.
Yeah, that low snap just disrupted everything. Now they want the quick pass, and it is caught. Quick slant. And then, oh, they blew the whistle. The ball was stripped out of the hands of Aiden Acosta. And, wow, you can't believe it if you're a South.
Is a completed catch. The runner's forward progress was stopped before the ball came out. Third down.
Well, let's see. Well, you be the judge. There he's caught, and no, that is really close.
Yeah, he was on his way backwards. There's no doubt about that, but
now another quick pass and nearly intercepted. Roscoe got his hands on it. And that will bring up,
yeah, I think it was
fourth down.
It was number 3, Jaden Roscoe, to reach up and nearly snag that away.
I'm a little surprised with the play calling going to the air here, the way you have been dominating with your offensive line, and now South, with 12 ticks left in the first quarter, an opportunity for a much, much needed stop.
Oh, without a doubt, this would be huge for South. They can stop right here.
St. Vrain back in the backfield. Now they're going to go for the 50-50 ball, and it was thrown way out of bounds. That one got away from Corrigan. And boy, that Titan defense, their team needed something good to happen. They come up with a big stop.
Yeah, absolutely a big stop. I mean, you give up the football right there, and you got an opportunity to make that big stop for Bishop Carroll. You got to be thinking, like you said, why are we throwing the ball at that particular point when your run game is working so well for you?
Well, yeah, Nathan Gertz, the 6'3", 200-pound tight end. You had the matchup you wanted. Just unable to get it to where he could make a play on it. So now the South offense, they get it at their worst field position of about their own 23. And now they go with Kirk, and he's upended immediately. I think that was Cole Stephen. That was in there if I got the right number. Oops, excuse me. Yeah, it was Cole Stephen. Into the first quarter here in Wichita. Bishop Carroll on top of Wichita South, 14-6. We're back after this on Your View.
Do you have difficulty hearing your TV? Or have trouble hearing conversations? Then you would benefit from Nano hearing aids. Other hearing aids are expensive and cost thousands of dollars. But if you call now, you can get 2 Nano CIC rechargeable OTC hearing aids for less than $1 a day. Don't be fooled by overpriced hearing aids ever again. The Nano CIC rechargeable hearing aid is a true hearing aid, not an amplifier. And they offer superior noise reduction and a tiny in-the-ear design that is nearly invisible. And best of all, they are incredibly affordable. Call now and get 2 Nano CIC rechargeable OTC hearing aids for less than $1 a day. Plus, get a free charging dock, and your shipping is always free. But that's not all. Order now and get 1 year of elite protection with loss and theft coverage absolutely free. That's a $79 value, yours free. And all Nano hearing aids come with a 45-day money-back guarantee.
Call 1-800-390-1322. That's 1-800-390-1322.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contracts. We're offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. So if you're fed up with the maintenance fees that keep on coming and want to learn if you can terminate your timeshare legally and permanently, call today. Call the number on your screen today. It's a free call.
South with a 2nd and 9 as we start the second quarter. Rashawn Johnson, boy, they have kept him bottled up so far. Ankle tackled again just as he crossed the line of scrimmage by number 95, Cooper Kuntz. Second time we've called his name.
It has been, and just filled the gap. Watch him beat his player. And he was on his knees and made the dive across to grab the ankles of Rashawn Johnson.
Well, and South has been unable so far in their couple of possessions to get ahead of the chains. This is a 3rd and 5. And in the backfield this time, Jamarian Carter along with Johnson. And it's that read option, and Johnson got a crease, and the stretch forward is going to be a yard short, it looks like. And now we'll see how much Riverboat Gambler is inside of Russ Wells.
Yeah, we'll see right here. Again, pulled it. I think it was a smart play to pull it, get a defensive end crashing down. I think that would have made the play on the running back if he had handed it off.
Well, there's your answer. And Carroll is crowding the line. Will they try to use the hard count and potentially a tie? They used the timeout awful early in the play clock, but
timeout. Wichita South. First charge of the half.
So you think the offense is going to come back out there?
I don't know if I would.
We'll find out after this timeout if South goes for it.
Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now.
And after further consideration, the punt team comes on. This was blocked last time, and it's a fake. Sanders is going to be down way short of the first down as nothing doing there. And again, we mentioned his name again, Cooper Kuntz, number 95.
Oh my goodness, what a play. I think maybe in the back of their mind they had an idea that this was coming. Watch Kuntz just bullet to the football. Hey, let's also give Zach Helton some credit there. He got there as well. But well read, well played by the Bishop Carroll defense.
You know, I think if I want that yard, I leave my best player on the field in that situation. But now Carroll, big opportunity here.
Yeah, I got to agree with you.
See if they'll go back to that ground game. Got a little bit away from it last time. They're going to run the option to the short side of the field. Got a good block on the edge and a nice cut and nice gain coming up here for Cooper Herman. He'll get about 7, maybe 8.
Yeah, again, as they've been clicking off yards here throughout. Let me just take a look at what, as we look at the replay once again, just finding a way to get through the line. Yeah, if you're looking at Herman, 15, 7, 8. For Kurgan, 35, 8, 4, 11, 7. Those are his runs when he's touching the football. So those are good numbers.
And back to Herman, straight ahead, broken tackle, and it's a race to the end zone, and in there goes Cooper Herman. Touchdown, Bishop Carroll. Too many arm tackle attempts here in the first half for the Titans, as we're going to get a look at it again.
And again, going off the right side through that big offensive line, making big holes. You see the double teams there, just clearing defenders out, and then letting your speedster get the football and get to the end zone.
So on for his third extra pointer in the first half, David and Cisco Acuna. That one is up and dead center. And Bishop Carroll up 21-6. As we will take a break and see if the South offense can get going. This is the Game Time Game of the Week on Your View.
Thinking about retirement? Would you like to have retirement income that you can count on for the rest of your life? How about up to 33% more income? Call this number to get this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers. This book is filled with valuable information uncovering little-known secrets to help you maximize your income in retirement. And it's free. Retirement income you can count on starts by calling for this free book. As a bonus, we'll also rush this annuity rate report, also absolutely free. Annuity National researched numerous products and summarized the rates and benefits of annuities from foremost insurance companies like Nassau Life and Annuity. Call for both these free books. Annuity National, retirement income you can count on for the rest of your life. Call now.
For your free books, call 800-793-7995. That's 800-793-7995. 800-793-7995.
21-6, Bishop Carroll takes advantage of snuffing out the fake punt by the Titans. And now it'll be your big offensive lineman, Zane White, to kick off. This was a little short roller last time after Rayshawn Johnson took one to the house earlier in the game. He'll do the same. It's going to squib back. They'll let it go all the way back to Johnson to pick it up at about the 13. And look out if he can get to the edge. And good open field tackle. I think that was Landon Stephen to make sure Johnson couldn't get outside of contain and get him down about the 30.
Definitely was. Did a much better job of containing Rayshawn Johnson, and that's what you definitely had to do, because you see he put his foot in the floor and he took off. He was headed to the outside edge. Good play fighting through the block to make the tackle.
Stephen, the 108-pound senior, played a lot of offense last year, playing primarily defense this year for Bishop Carroll. And now the South offense, they have not been able to sustain a drive yet. Going to go to the air on first down. Johnson, and that was intercepted, and who else but number 1 again, Landon Stephen.
Well, Landon Stephen just playing center field out here. We'll take another look at it on replay just to see exactly where he was. Gonna get a look at what did Rayshawn Johnson sees flushed out to his right. Double teamed out there. I don't know, it may have been open for just a second, may have been Roscoe, but a big play by the Bishop Carroll defense.
Yeah, that's one that you would hope he would throw away. He was trying to make a play knowing his offense is struggling, and another short field for Carroll. They start at the South 36. And now St. Vrain cuts. Now he gets to the outside. And St. Vrain inside the 30 will have a Carroll first down. Or, excuse me, maybe a little short.
St. Vrain, 5'9", 160. I'm thinking that may be exaggerated, just maybe a hair. Little guy that finds a way to get in the open field. There he goes again, cuts it to the outside.
Boy, beat contain. He turns the corner, and was he out before he stretched? They're going to say down about the 2-yard line. And also a South player down at the end of the play. Let's first look. There is just nothing outside to contain him.
Boy, and he just outruns everybody to the pylon. Oh, I think he got it.
I don't think his feet, I didn't see him ever go out of bounds.
Timeout. Injury timeout.
And the injured player now up is Damani Harris. But yeah, I know it's a three-man front, but you got to have somebody on contain. I got to think that South didn't get lined up correctly, because that was an easy block for your right tackle. You just blocked down, and then there was nobody outside for South.
Yeah, Harris looked like he just may have got kind of slung out of bounds trying to make that tackle, and I just landed awkwardly.
Well, first and goal for the Golden Eagles. Back to St. Vrain. There was penetration, and he backs his way. I think he was down short.
Well, the football right over the line. But again, using that big offensive line to move human beings out of the way. Good play to try to get in there and stop it. I didn't see the big man. It was right in front, but
I think that was Valerio, number 55, made the stop. Second and goal. They're going to go option, and Corrigan's going to lose yardage. He had 3 South players in there, and oh boy, after Jonah Mole gets hurt last week, Corrigan slow to get up. Just a great penetration. That was Roscoe, number 3. Jaden Roscoe, first in there.
Yeah, wrapped up great around the legs.
And oh boy, they stopped the game, so I think this is an injury timeout, unless Carroll took a timeout.
When you think about who they've got as a backup, a sophomore at 5'9", 155, Grant Stephen.
So it all depends. If Carroll took a timeout, he can stay in the game. If this is an injury timeout, he would have to set out a play. And it's a big play. It's going to be 3rd and goal.
I think you're going to see Courtney come back into the game here. He's walking over to the sideline.
I think this was an injury timeout, so we will see if it's Grant Stephen. Because again, if they stop the game for you, you have to set out one play. Let's see who's coming in, unless they go Wildcat.
Number 16,
yeah,
Stevens coming
Grant
into
Stephen,
the game.
Younger brother of somebody we've called his name a little bit tonight, Landon Stephen. Huge play, 3rd and goal. And he wants to go to the air. Quick slant and an easy pitch and catch. Wow, off the bench, cold touchdown to Nick Wineland. Oh, what a call by Bishop Carroll.
It was, I thought that caught the Titans off guard. I don't think they saw it coming. Watch the inside slant, cuts right in front of the defender. 2 hands to the football. Grant Stephen coming in the clutch.
Well, I think everybody, including myself, thought he was going to hand it off to St. Vrain, and the quick slant works perfect. Now the extra point up and good.
It landed in the broadcast booth, as a matter of fact.
Yes, it did.
Shanked right.
And it was up and actually no good. My apology. I was dodging a football there. So South a missed 2-point conversion. Carroll a missed extra point. It's 27-6. But I'll tell you, on the road, turning the ball over, it is just killing South here in the first half. They have got 8:09. They have just got to put some first downs together. So we'll watch that touchdown again. This was beautiful.
It was a pretty ball, right on the button, right where it needed to be. Good job, Nick Weiland. My hat's off to you, young man. Good catch, good route.
Grant Stephen, he throws it before the linebacker could slide back and get in the passing lane. That's right when it had to be delivered. And give it up to that young man. 5'9", 155 sophomore. Big play on 3rd and goal, and now they kick off once again. South let this roll all the way back last time. So now they're going to directional kick it. Off the one hop goes Jamarian Peters, trying to go wide left, and he turns the corner. He's got a wall of blockers. Past midfield, he runs over a man, and the whole pile will move in, and I think the ball came out. And let's see, they'll unstack everybody. South recovered, and it looks like it went back into the arms of Jamarian Peters, but if it wasn't for special teams in this first half, South would be in big trouble. Like their second big return.
Well, you know what, you always hear it, special teams has got to be special. Well, great job turning the corner, had the wall, ran over men like you said right there. And
Wichita South,
pop
taking charge of the half.
South, I think they're wanting to just settle everybody down. They're going to take their second timeout to get organized here, and this is a, would you call it a game-saving drive at this point, the way things have gone in the first half?
I think it's got to be. I think you've got to be meticulous here, and you've got to, again, take what the defense gives you, but you've got to find a way to win on 3rd and 4th down if you're going to go for it. But you've got to win on 3rd down. 4th down obviously didn't pay off too well. Gave Bishop Carroll the ball in short field. They made you pay for it with 6. Now, go out and try to do something correct here. Get your quarterback in a comfortable position, whether it's short passes, but get vertical down the field. Don't do plays behind the line of scrimmage. Offensive line, got to challenge them. Got to be better.
Yeah, Rayshawn Johnson came in 329 rushing yards on 40 carries. I would say he is probably in the first half under 30. There's a reverse to Johnson, and it's fumbled, picked out of the air, rumbling towards the end zone. is one of your linebackers, number 54, Jack Dooling, and the trick play turns into another big disaster here in the first half for South. I didn't believe my eyes.
Well, it's not too often an offensive tackle is able to pick up a ball and have an opportunity like that, but you like the big man rumbling, bumbling, and stumbling. Look at the interception. He picked off the pitch, and he takes off. Oh, my goodness.
I think officially, I believe it was a lateral, so I think it'll be ruled a fumble recovery and return for Jack Dooling. And boy, refresh my memory, that's either 3 or 4 turnovers here in the first half on the South Titans. And Carroll starts in the red zone at the South 16, and back out at quarterback is Grant Stephen. He'll go to the quick screen, and picking it off the turf is Aiden Acosta. And he's out of bounds, just shy of the 5. That was a great catch.
Well, that's the first time we've talked about Acosta tonight. He's one of those playmakers that you get the ball in his hands as often as you possibly can. Big 6'1",
No flag
205.
on the play.
They had a marker down. They picked it up. So the play will stand. And it's second down and a yard. And now John Corrigan runs back out there on the field after a couple of nice snaps for Grant Stephen at quarterback. And back to the run game, and untouched into the end zone is Cooper Herman for a Bishop Carroll touchdown. It is dominance up front for that Bishop Carroll offensive line.
It is, and Herman getting the ball off tackle, untouched for his 3rd TD of the ball game.
So now we'll keep our head on a swivel this time for the extra point attempt from Francisco Acuna. Good snap. Well, I thought it maybe got a hand on that one, but it goes up and through the goalpost. 34-6 Bishop Carroll. Here's the touchdown again.
Oh, good look at it. Just so much room to run through and fighting his way into the end zone. Herman for the 3rd time. He's got 109 yards on the day so far.
Well, when we talked with head coach Chris Jacks this week, of course, in his first season, he was a graduate from here. He talked about the tradition, and he came in right away talking about state championship. He said,
that's right.
He said, that's the expectation here at Bishop Carroll. I know the last few years have been below their standards. He felt like they had a chance to win every game this year. The Northwest game was tight early, and also the Bishop McGinnis game. They had rough starts to the 3rd quarter, but he says that's not good enough. He says, Bishop Carroll, we're expected to contend and win state titles. So he has set the bar very high, and boy, they are performing tonight. They're going to try kicking this one deep, and Rayshawn Johnson from the 5 and try to let something set up. And he's tackled inside the 20. Down there in special teams, number 71, Sean Armbrister. He is converted over from, I believe, a running back to offensive line.
Yeah, big left guard. Also in on the special teams and showing the big man can get down the field when he needs to.
So South along a field, the first and 10 from their own at 19. And we still have over half of the 2nd quarter to go. And they are getting hopelessly behind here in the first half. And Johnson, they'll just go straight ahead. Boy, and maybe a yard. Well, they said it was Kirk. It is not Kirk in there. This time it is Demarion Carter.
Yeah.
Wide receiver lines up and will gain 1. 2nd down and 9. I tell you also, we're down on the field tonight. Beautiful weather here in Wichita. No wind. We had a game time temperature in the upper 70s. What a final Friday of September. Now a little read option. And Johnson ran into his own man. He gets forward to near the 25. I think they'll mark him just shy and bring up 3rd and about 5.
Yeah, I think miscued on the play. I think it was a bust play. Take another look at it. Yeah, just ran right through the fake. I think Johnson did the best he could to get as many yards as he could get. But I'm guessing that's not the play they were expecting to run.
Yeah, it looked like there was supposed to be fake straight ahead, and then the running back kind of veered off to the right. So a huge 3rd and 5 for South. And a little play action. A pass across the middle is caught for a first down. The quick hitter, and they'll go to the tight end, Aiden Rojas. And the chains finally move for South.
That is my thought exactly. You've got the change to move, and boy, I tell you what, they've been playing behind him for quite some time, and good to see South out moving the football. And again, good, confident pass, vertical down the field.
You know, there was pressure coming quickly too. Carroll is starting to load up at that line of scrimmage, creeping the backers up. I'll go back to Carter. Off left tackle, a little bit better push that time. He gets a good spot and a gain of about 5. Once again, Jaden Kirk, the big back, not in there. We saw Jarrell James just a little bit earlier, and they're going with Carter right now.
I think Carter's got about 34 yards rushing so far, but the big thing, Johnson, only 24 yards rushing here in this first half.
Yeah, Carroll, they have keyed on him and done a fantastic job on him so far. And now Kirk back in the game. He's got some running room off right edge. He slips an ankle tackle and into Carroll territory, out of bounds near the 40. I tell you, at 5'9", 205, he is really put together.
Yes, he really is. And well, he's the emotional leader on this squad, this faithful leader on this squad. And I'm telling you what, he is a load to bring down. He gets an open field, and he can flat out move as well.
We got a great look at the senior. And South kind of feels like a little momentum for the first time tonight on offense. And now Johnson pulls it, made a great cut, broke a tackle, and did a lot of running for a couple.
But again, still picking up positive yards. That's, you know, on this drive has been about the only positive yardage we've seen him. They're running with a little bit of tempo here. I like the play calling, and he's distributing the football.
I think that was Landon Stephen again, cleaning things up on the other end for Bishop Carroll. It is 2nd and 8. And South will get the ball to start the 3rd quarter.
Well, this one's not over by any stretch of the imagination.
I'm going to go back to Kirk. Lowers his shoulders, trying to back his way. And he'll pick up maybe a couple more. It'll be 3rd down and at least 6, maybe 7, depending on the spot. And I think really understatement to say it's 4-down territory here for South, so you don't need to get carried away here with your 3rd down call.
No, you definitely don't. Dooley and Steven both in on that last tackle, and those guys have been quite the duo today.
I'm still getting over Dooling, picking that reverse pitch out of the air for a touchdown. As Carroll shows pressure, and now the read option, they'll hand it off, and losing yardage. That's Jarrell James. And we've called this man, and Coach pointed him out. Cooper Kuntz says he disrupts things. He does again there.
Yeah, I don't like the stretch play right here. I mean, they push things outside. Right now, Bishop Carroll is really putting a lot of hats to the football. They're really good about spreading you out. And they just extended that, pushing it towards the sidelines, and you ran out of real estate, and then all the helmets get to the football.
And with that loss, you've really put South in a predictable down and distance. They'll probably have to go to the air, and wondering if they'll spend their final time out here. They're just getting lined up. Play clock at 5. Carroll bringing the house. They want to go bubble screen. It's completed. It's not going to be anywhere near the 1st down. Number 23 from the secondary, Luke Littlejohn, makes the stop on Jaden Roscoe. And the 2nd time here in the first half, it's a turnover on downs.
Yes, it is. And again, a lot of yellow helmets around, and your defensive back coming up off the corner in Littlejohn to make the play. Again, I really want South to go vertical. I mean, I think you've got some playmakers on the outside that could really do some damage. But that defensive line for Bishop Carroll is really pounding them up front.
Here comes the option from Corrigan, and a late decision. He goes ahead and keeps it, and Damani Harris in there, number 0, with the stop for Looks like maybe a short loss this time.
Yep, Corrigan's got to make this read. Watches the defensive end. Now pitch the football, young man.
It was a good decision when he had to make the first decision. Jaden Roscoe was right out on the running back, so I think the coaches will live with that. Just lose a yard, don't make a big mistake.
You betcha. And so far, he has not.
And there's a quick slant, and that was knocked away from number 4, Aiden Acosta. I think, was that Rocco? That's Jarrell James, I think, got a hand in there. And now it's 3rd down and 11.
Listen, just a little bit behind Acosta. He adjusted, hit him in the mittens.
Here you see number 24 was in on the would-be tackle, Keandre Metcalf. And that was Chris Jacks. Really enjoyed our visit with him on Tuesday evening. A little motion. We're going to go a little slips inside screen to Acosta. He needs to break a tackle, and he did. Now he's got downfield blocking inside the 40, cuts it back, and is down inside the South 30. Great play call, great blocking downfield.
Very well developed and executed right here. Watch the senior quarterback. I say young as far as experience goes, and then ability to break tackles and get downfield.
Well, that was number 8, Jarrell James, right there. He needed to make that stop. They would have got the football back.
Do you see who's out leading the charge? Your left guard, Sean Armbruster. Armbruster really hoofing it down the field.
Now, if I'm Carroll, I'll slow things down here, and they'll go back to the ground game. St. Vrain got to the edge this time. Jarrell James, a sure tackle.
Yes, it was. Good single leg out there on the edge.
Still a pickup of about 3.
Here's another look at it. Extending. Good takedown.
Carroll with timeouts in their pocket. They would be happy to run most of the rest of this time and get some more points. And now a keeper on the option. Corrigan cuts it back and then took a big hit. That was number 0, Damani Harris. Also out there, Jaden Kirk. And then Carroll is going to take a timeout.
Timeout.
Yeah, Kirk laid the lick on him, knocked his feet out from underneath him. But again, keeping hold of the football.
So Carroll will face a 3rd down and 3.
Please put 1:16, 1:16 on the game clock.
They're going to add a little bit of time. Some other scores maybe in the area. McPherson 26, Winfield. We have some interested Winfield listeners. 26-12. McPherson leads that ball game. Buhler 21-6 lead on a Circle. Also at halftime, Andale was playing Wichita Collegiate tonight. I know I had an early score on that. Haven't had an update recently. It was, I believe, 20-0 Andale earlier in the evening. Actually, 16-0 at the end of 1. Andale was leading a Wichita Collegiate. Now a big 3rd down play. There's a reverse coming from Carroll and around the edge, and there's nobody there for South. It's going to be a touchdown for Harrison King. Again, well executed with your receivers blocking downfield for the Golden Eagles, and they have found the end zone once again.
Well, they really have, and something we haven't seen is a little trickeration here. Going out for the pitch, everybody fell for it. And Mr. King finds his way to the house.
Another extra point attempt for David and Cisco Acuna. And this one he will bang through. 41-6 Bishop Carroll. And South has that deer in the headlight look right now. They cannot believe what's happened here.
Really can't. And I got to tell you what, you got to tip your hat to the senior first game starting quarterback tonight in John Kerrigan. He's done a nice job taking over for Mr. Mole. Joe now with that broken arm, and man, to say the least, I'm impressed.
And there's the south sideline, and now back. There's your broken arm, and your starting quarterback, Jonah Mole, broke that last week in the loss to Bishop McGuinness out of Oklahoma. They play that game every year. Alternates where they play the game, of course.
But Coach Jack's talking about both his quarterbacks. He said it was an absolute battle throughout summer, through the camps, 7-on-7s, that kind of stuff. He says, man, either one of these guys could have won the job.
Another deep kickoff. Rayshawn Johnson from the 5, trying to pick his way, let some blocks set up, and he's upended near the 27-yard line. And if you're South, a minute 3, you've got one timeout left. Are you aggressive play calling here, or do you maybe run it a couple of times and try to regroup in the locker room?
I think more of a regroup at this particular point. One thing you don't want to do is turn the football over. Yes, it's a minute and 3, but in this end of the field, Bishop Carroll's been really good at capitalizing on turnovers.
Yeah, that has been a disaster. A couple turnover on downs, and we know at least 3 turnovers here for the South Titans in the first half. I'll go back to Carter on the ground. They got to the edge and then tripped up near the 30, maybe the 31. And kind of like you alluded to, it looks like South can be more than content maybe to run it one more time and get to the locker room and draw some things up, see if they can figure something out in the second half. It has been a tough go. Carroll has come out forcing turnovers, taking advantage of those turnovers. And back on the read option, and Johnson down in the backfield. Get you a number.
Well, I think the first one to the football was Simmons. Ja'Shawn Simmons, number 6. Let's see him come off the football here. Right there, him and, 6 is Mitchell Frank.
That was Colby Wise, also number 50,
yes.
I think, got in there. And time has ticked down to triple zeros here in Wichita. And it has been a dominating performance thus far by the homestanding Golden Eagles, as they will take a 41-6 lead to the locker room. And stay tuned for our halftime show after this break on Your View.
Heads up, the IRS is on the move. If you owe the IRS more than $10,000 in back taxes, revenue agents can now come directly to your home to collect. That means bank accounts, assets, and cash are all up for grabs. The time for waiting is over. StopIRSDebt.com can intercept these agents and stop collections fast. With thousands of 5-star reviews, we've helped low and high income taxpayers get protected and slash their tax debt. So if you're under audit, need your returns filed, or have an agent at your door, go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings. Simply answer a few questions and you're done. With 87,000 new IRS agents on the move, don't roll the dice any longer. There are now generous options to resolve your tax debt, but you must act fast. Don't wait until it's too late. Go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings.
Call 855-296-9016. That's 855-296-9016.
Do you have difficulty hearing your TV? Or have trouble hearing conversations? Then you would benefit from Nano hearing aids. Other hearing aids are expensive and cost thousands of dollars. But if you call now, you can get 2 Nano CIC rechargeable OTC hearing aids for less than $1 a day. Don't be fooled by overpriced hearing aids ever again. The Nano CIC rechargeable hearing aid is a true hearing aid, not an amplifier. And they offer superior noise reduction and a tiny in-the-ear design that is nearly invisible. And best of all, they are incredibly affordable. Call now and get 2 Nano CIC rechargeable OTC hearing aids for less than $1 a day. Plus, get a free charging dock and your shipping is always free. But that's not all. Order now and get 1 year of elite protection with loss and theft coverage absolutely free. That's a $79 value, yours free. And all Nano hearing aids come with a 45-day money-back guarantee.
Call 1-800-390-1322. That's 1-800-390-1322.
Do you want a full body workout that stretches, strengthens, and builds your cardio? Then I have a solution for you. Hi, I'm Leslie Sokol, the creator and founder of the Adult Dance and Fitness TV show for the young at heart. Join in with me weekly on your YurView channel and get a great workout. Check your local TV listings. Let's get fit together.
41-6, Bishop Carroll at home with the big lead on Wichita South here at halftime. As I tell you, it was what a start for Bishop Carroll. You couldn't have drawn it up any better. They get the quick 3-and-out defensively. They get a turnover early, march down the field so quickly at 8 plays, 88 yards, and it just snowballed from there.
It did. And I think 3 things stand out. Play calling to start. You got your senior quarterback starting his first game. You got him comfortable early, and your big offensive line won the line of scrimmage in that first half. The score depicts that.
Yeah, I mean, up front for Bishop Carroll, I have been super impressed on each side of the football, especially their offensive line. I've been surprised a little bit that Carroll's thrown it several times just because they can seem to get what they want on the ground. And if it wasn't for Rayshawn Johnson taking it to the house and them getting one other big return, they couldn't capitalize on it. It could have been more lopsided in the first half.
Definitely could. Definitely could. Let's take a look at some rankings around the state. And Scott 6'8", no big surprise there.
Yeah,
at the top.
These rankings being brought to you by Keeley Roofing and Construction, where quality meets integrity. They're Manhattan. They got Junction City tonight after beating Hayes last week 10-8. Derby and Mays. I am fascinated between those two tonight. That is in Mays tonight. That'll be a great game. 5A, no surprise there. 3 and 4 there. Hayes, Great Bend, they'll be a factor in 5A West. 4A, Capon. Arch rival here with Bishop Carroll. That'll be later in the year. Buhler checks in at number 4. They're winning over Circle tonight. Andale 40-0 at halftime, leading Wichita Collegiate. And right behind them, those two met in the championship last year. Andale and Hayden. Anything surprise you in the top there?
Well, not really. It really didn't. Then when you move to 2 and 1A, I mean, just southeast of Saline, Nemaha, Osage. Nothing really surprises me is there. Sterling at number 2 on the 1A side.
They had a huge lead on undefeated Ellenwood tonight. They are playing some great football. There's Little River down at number 3. I think they have number 5 Central Plains on the schedule again a little bit later in the year. Until somebody beats Axtell, they're going to be number 1. They've got 4 straight D2 titles. Ooh. They have had quite a run. And how about Hutch Central Christian? Quietly off to an undefeated start. They've had some impressive wins, including over Canton Galva, who's typically powerful. And then the football classifications for the next 2 years after this year came out. Here's some of the notable changes on there. You see Mill Valley, they're going to go up to 6A. Anything else stand out? Andover Central going to 5A, and also Capon.
One that does is the 4A. St. Thomas Aquinas going from 5A to 4A. St. Thomas Aquinas, 3-year, aren't they? 3-year state champions, I believe, in a row?
Are close, if not.
I believe they are.
Great Bend going to slip down
yes.
to 4A. How about some moving up? My poor alma mater, Lions, is getting pounded in 2A. They're going to go up to 3A
Ooh.
next year. And then Nemaha Central, you know, they've won several 2A titles. They're going to move up. And then some of the ones that are maybe going to drop down a little bit, they're marrying a really good ball club in 1A. They're going to go back up to 2A next year. And some that are going to go down or up. There you see Arma Northeast going to go from 1A to 8-man. Hillsboro, they've been 2A. They're going to drop back. They're kind of one of those border teams. So a lot of changes coming out. I know Little River, they're going to drop down to the lower division, D2 and 8-man. That was another change locally back where I live. So a lot of changes. You know, everybody else changes. All the other sports here, you can see everything can change every year. Basketball, wrestling, volleyball, all that. And there's some of your notable changes? Anybody on there you think's gonna move down or move up and be a factor?
Yeah, nothing that really just jumps off the page to me.
You know, St. Mary's has had some good basketball teams over the year. I think 2A is a good move for them, and there you see some of them down 1A going to move up. A little surprise, Sylvan Lucas, you know, pretty small district. They're going to move up, but that's everybody's changes that'll be coming up. Those will be in effect for this year. How about that quarter moon tonight on a absolute perfect evening here in Wichita? Not so perfect for South at halftime, down 41-6. Back for more after this.
Nearly 1 in 4 U.S. consumers have been a victim of identity theft, even when they did all the right things to protect their personal information.
I did everything right, but an institution that had my data didn't. And now my identity's been stolen.
Banks, hospitals, employers, and other institutions all have your personal information too. And when they're exposed, careful monitoring of your accounts and credit won't be enough.
$110,000 of my hard-earned money gone.
The stakes are high, and even if you take steps to protect your personal information, you're not the only one who has it. Only LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second, alerting you to the widest volume of threats. And if you become a victim, a dedicated U.S.-based identity restoration specialist will fix it guaranteed. Plus, all LifeLock members are backed by the LifeLock $1 Million Protection Package, including reimbursement for stolen funds. Call now or go online and use promo code 35TV to save 35% off an annual plan for your first year.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, you may face many hard questions. What will tomorrow bring? Which firm should I choose to represent me and my family? We've become the largest injury firm in the world because we've won a lot. Our firm has recovered billions and billions and billions. Over 30% of our new clients are referred by former clients. That says it all. Our results and client satisfaction. That's how we became the largest injury firm in the world. When you call Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, your very own army springs into action immediately to fight to get you the best result as quickly and easily as possible. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Call 800-589-0055. That's 800-589-0055.
Here's our halftime highlights.
And again, just the power up front by the Bishop Carroll line, allowing these running backs to get into the end zone, doing what they do. And here's the dynamic play right here by Rayshawn Johnson. Just found the seam, extended it to the sideline, and was just tiptoeing down the sideline and was able to break it into the open. And that's the only point so far on the board for the Titans of South. And we go right back to pounding the ball inside. How about 3 touchdowns on the day so far for Herman. Number 25, he's going to find another way to get into the end zone, just breaking our way. Again, strong move inside to find the end zone. Mr. Cooper Herman goes in once again.
He's coming right at us.
He definitely was. Again, holding the ball high. Didn't get touched going in the end zone, but again, give credit to the offensive line. They did an outstanding job. And then how about the reverse pitch here? Harrison King finds a way to streak his way into the end zone. Speed. King got it done.
41-6. There you see our halftime score. And as always, we have never been here when the home side of the stands weren't just packed here at Bishop Carroll High School, and they're enjoying a 41-6 halftime lead. And here's some of the notable games from last Friday. How about that Valley Center? The Hornets, they roll over May South 35-14. Quarterback Connor Thatcher, 17 of 18, 291, 4 touchdowns, and had another touchdown on the ground. Valley Center 2-1. And tonight, facing 4A state champion reigning Andover Central. Ooh, that's a big game. How about that McPherson game? That was supposed to be a close game last week, 42-12. over 5th-ranked Chanute. Junior wideout Ashton Malm, he had 5 catches, 218 yards, 4 TDs. And the junior quarterback for the Pups, Carter Bankston, 287 passing yards. Bullpups and Winfield tonight. I believe that was a lead at halftime for McPherson. Then you look, how about Labette County and a tight one over Pittsburgh. And they beat them for the first time in program history.
Really?
Last Friday night under first-year head coach Bradley Argabright. Grizzlies now 3-0 for the first time since 2003. And their top player, he's been out since week 1, sidelined with an injury. That's a great rebound for Labette County. And in the metro area, the Ottawa Cyclones, they're unbeaten after beating Paola 40-7. Their quarterback, Hayden Hull, rushed for 2 touchdowns, 10 of 14 through the air, 152 yards, added another 3 touchdowns. How about this? Cyclones have outscored their opponents 130-20 this year. They play Eudora tonight, and then I tell you, that was a gym just down the road from where we were last week. We're in Junction City in Manhattan. A defensive battle between 6A and 5A powers, Manhattan and Hayes. And Manhattan wins that 10-8. Manhattan broke through with homecoming king J.J. Dunnigan, 87-yard punt return touchdown. They got the Indians on the board in the fourth quarter. It was Prescott Blarderson added a clutch 27-yard field goal, extended the lead to 10-8. Hayes got a 32-yard touchdown run from Holden Lind and the 2-point conversion, but then the Manhattan defense put the clamps down. That was a huge game. And Junction City, I believe, had to travel to Manhattan tonight after Northwest last week. And then they're going to get Hayes after that. How about some royalty here tonight? Homecoming. And there you see your king and queen and court. So Carroll enjoying the homecoming festivities and this 41-6 lead at halftime. We're back with more.
Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now.
Heads up, the IRS is on the move. If you owe the IRS more than $10,000 in back taxes, revenue agents can now come directly to your home to collect. That means bank accounts, assets, and cash are all up for grabs. The time for waiting is over. StopIRSDebt.com can intercept these agents and stop collections fast. With thousands of 5-star reviews, we've helped low and high income taxpayers get protected and slash their tax debt. So if you're under audit, need your returns filed, or have an agent at your door, go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings. Simply answer a few questions and you're done. With 87,000 new IRS agents on the move, don't roll the dice any longer. There are now generous options to resolve your tax debt, but you must act fast. Don't wait until it's too late. Go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings.
Call 855-296-9016. That's 855-296-9016.
Bishop Carroll on homecoming night. The Golden Eagles lead Wichita South 41-6 here at halftime, and it's time to take a look at your Cox Fast Stats, giving football fans the latest stats courtesy of Cox. Learn more at cox.com/internet. Well, Scott, as you would not be surprised, it's heavily in favor of Bishop Carroll here at halftime.
It definitely is. You can see the big 199 there on the rushing totals to just 77. Throwing the ball for 67 yards and a total offensive output of 266. Those 8 first downs were just a time gobbler because they ate up time of possession drastically different. For Wichita South, only 3 first downs, and the turnover bug really got the Titans in this one so far in the first half.
Yeah, those turnovers, they had 2 turnovers on downs. I know we're not even counting those. I think they had 3 other turnovers. I know we had the interception. We had the
2 block punts.
Yeah.
Or 2 block,
and a
block
block
punt. One by each team, yes.
Yeah, each team got a block punt. 2 big kickoff returns for South. Rayshon Johnson to the house. And then the other one, I believe that was that Peters on the second one on another big kickoff return. That was kind of your highlights for South in the first half. And here is our remaining broadcast schedule. Next week, we always love going to Derby. That's where we'll be for Hutch at Derby. We did get a Derby Mays score, 21 apiece at halftime. And, oh, by the way, there is Mays sitting in there in 2 weeks for us. And against their rival, Mays South. I tell you, I love that schedule.
Yes, I think the next week's going to be exciting. Always exciting to go to Derby, and to see 2 quality football teams like Hutch and Derby is going to be outstanding. And Mays South and Mays also has some interests in it. And we'll talk more about those here in a week or so.
Braden Maivella, remember that name for Mays. We are anxious to see him once again this year. Carroll up big here at halftime. We'll have much more, so stay tuned here on the Game Time Game of the Week on Your View.
Thinking about retirement? Would you like to have retirement income that you can count on for the rest of your life? How about up to 33% more income? Call this number to get this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers. This book is filled with valuable information uncovering little-known secrets to help you maximize your income in retirement. And it's free. Retirement income you can count on starts by calling for this free book. As a bonus, we'll also rush this annuity rate report, also absolutely free. Annuity National researched numerous products and summarized the rates and benefits of annuities from foremost insurance companies like Nassau Life and Annuity. Call for both these free books. Annuity National, retirement income you can count on for the rest of your life. Call now.
For your free books, call 800-793-7995. That's 800-793-7995. 800-793-7995.
Do you have difficulty hearing your TV? Or have trouble hearing conversations? Then you would benefit from Nano hearing aids. Other hearing aids are expensive and cost thousands of dollars. But if you call now, you can get 2 Nano CIC rechargeable OTC hearing aids for less than $1 a day. Don't be fooled by overpriced hearing aids ever again. The Nano CIC rechargeable hearing aid is a true hearing aid, not an amplifier. And they offer superior noise reduction and a tiny in-the-ear design that is nearly invisible. And best of all, they are incredibly affordable. Call now and get 2 Nano CIC rechargeable OTC hearing aids for less than $1 a day. Plus, get a free charging dock and your shipping is always free. But that's not all. Order now and get 1 year of elite protection with loss and theft coverage absolutely free. That's a $79 value, yours free. And all Nano hearing aids come with a 45-day money-back guarantee.
Call 1-800-390-1322. That's 1-800-390-1322.
This is important news for people implanted with a spinal cord stimulator for chronic pain relief that malfunctioned, causing serious complications or even death. The FDA has reported thousands of adverse events. If you've been implanted with a spinal cord stimulator and suffered any of these complications, call the law offices of Davis & Crump at the number below right now to find out if you're eligible for a cash award and medical expenses. Call the law offices of Davis & Crump right now. Our first consultation is free, and we don't get paid unless you get paid. Call now. Operators are standing by.
41-6 Bishop Carroll here at halftime. As the teams have returned, they put the extra time up there for them to warm up. And some other very, very good area games. We've got halftime scores on there. I like that bottom one first. We're going to see both of those teams over the next couple of weeks. Huge matchup, number 3 and number 5, Derby and Mays, tied at 21. That's a great ball game.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see the stats on that one and see just how that one's played out. But evidently, each team answering the call.
How about Hutch early in the year blanked Andover Central? They have bounced back nicely since then. They lead a good Valley Center team 14-7 at the break, so don't ride off Andover Central quite yet.
Definitely not.
Some other area scores that we have ascertained for you. Northwest and Capon, what a matchup tonight. 28-21. Northwest is leading Capon at halftime. Andale in no danger of losing one tonight. They lead Wichita Collegiate here in Wichita 40-0 at halftime. Down a little bit lower level here. Nemaha Central, we mentioned them in a pretty good power. 28-14 lead on Chanute. That one is right around halftime. So those are some of the other interesting area scores that we have. Let's talk adjustments in this one. You already mentioned one before we came back out there. Big lead. What's important for Carroll to do to start here in the third quarter?
Well, for Bishop Carroll, I think it's what not to do.
Yeah.
They cannot come out flat here in a second. Can't already think we've got this one won, because it can change on you in a heartbeat. We've seen it happen before. So I think that's huge for them. And, you know, for South, you got to start establishing something. You got to find something that you've seen during the halftime, and you've got to be able to exploit it. What that is, I don't know. I think you got to put the ball in the hands of your playmakers and just ask them to do what they do.
A couple of those individual numbers that you were looking at. 7 for 25. That's what Rayshawn Johnson's got on the ground. Does have the big kick return, 99 yards, but Carroll held him in check.
Yeah, definitely did. Kirk as well. James, just 2 carries, 13 yards. So I know that he expects more out of himself as well in there. But for Bishop Carroll, how about this? Cooper Herman, 11 carries, 109 yards, and 3 tutties.
I was impressed when Corrigan got banged up a little bit. Grant Stephen came in and went 2 for 2 on his passing, including that great slant for a touchdown. When they called upon him, the sophomore was ready to go through a couple of nice balls.
Yeah, I'm thinking you gotta highlight Grant Stephen and remember that name when we talk next year. He's 5'9", 155 pounds. My guess is he's going to grow a little bit, but there's John Kerrigan right there talking things over. Not sure the trainer or who he's talking to, but pointing at his foot down there. But impressed with this young man. Again, called on for the start here and has really led up to the billing because the coach bragged about this young man, his ability to run the offense the exact way he wants to do it. And he hasn't hurt his football team, and that's cool.
And Mole just a junior, so he will be back next year at quarterback. And Rayshawn Johnson won't get a chance, and he can't believe it. That one just enough to take him over the goal line and a long field. Coming up for that South offense, Scott Hogan alongside Scott Gurney tonight down on the field. And I'll tell you what a late September evening we are enjoying here in Wichita.
Oh, it is absolutely beautiful. No wind whatsoever, and it's calm. Beautiful night. A lot of folks out watching Friday night football tonight, and we could not have asked for better, and got it.
So Rayshawn Johnson and the offense starting at their own 20. And again, we saw a lot of this towards the end of the half using Demarion Carter in the backfield. He's back there with Johnson. And now Johnson, that read option, gets to the edge. Here's the speed, 30, 35, and out of bounds near the 40. And who else? I believe that's Landon Stephen. No, excuse me. And number 7, actually, Keaton St. Vrain on the stop. But best run of the night for Johnson.
Yeah, it really has. And maybe that's the key. Maybe try to get him on the edge and get him there quickly without a whole lot of decision making, having to think about it. Just be explosive. Use the tools you're given. I heard it said the other night by a coach to do your very best with what you're given where you're at all times. And it was like, that makes a lot of sense.
Carter stumbled, able to take a tackler forward. Took a big hit, but he got across the 40. And a nice gain, and now a I see a hanky come down on the field. It looked like that was after the play.
Well, Scott, things started out that way. We had 5 penalties by South for 35 yards, just 2 for Bishop Carroll. That was pretty much in their first quarter more than anything.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Defense, number 7. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run will be first down.
That was your tackler, Keaton St. Vrain. Let's see if we can see what happened. Getting a nice run there by Carter.
And who'd they get it on?
I thought they said number 7.
Oh, yeah, after the play. Yeah, I saw it in the back.
Actually, I would think I was incorrect. I think that might have been number 6, Mitchell Frank, on the stop. So South, there's the read option. Johnson trying to get to the edge, slipped the tackle, and then, close to being hit out of bounds right at the sideline. Once again, that was Mitchell Frank on the stop. A heavy dose of Rayshawn Johnson here on this drive.
Well, a lot of green shirts appear at a big hurry through that white wall, and yeah, that probably should have been flagged right there.
Well, that could have been 15 more there. Carroll's got to be careful.
3 plays, or 3 flags. 3 penalties, 30 yards. A 10, a 5, and a 15.
Now Kirk following blockers. Took a big hit down around the 36-yard line. Boy, coming up from his safety position, or excuse me, linebacker, that was Sam Eisman.
Sam doing a nice job. Definitely outweighed on that play.
Yeah, that's a big-time collision and sets up a 3rd down, and we'll call it 4. South End Carroll territory at the 37.
Carroll loading the box. Now changing it up.
Well, they're going to toss it to Kirk, and boy, this is going backwards, and a disaster again for South. In there first was number 21, Blake Bowmaker. And then a double disaster. Kirk tried to get up, and back down he goes. They'll have to stop play.
Yeah, they got to the feet here. Watch again as they stretch it towards the top of your screen. Like he got the ankle landed on right there.
It looks like maybe that kind of awkward in the turf. And that was very close to a fumble. I think they ruled the ground did cause that.
Boy, you hate to see that.
Another area score, and on a very nice night for Wichita North. At halftime, they trail Great Bend 61-6. They're a City League school in action against Great Bend. Again, we talked about them and Hayes sitting there on 5A West will be a factor, but boy, you turn your attention there to the injured Jaden Kirk, a 5'9", 205 senior. We're going to step away for an injury timeout and back and give you some information about the injury to Jaden Kirk.
Nearly 1 in 4 U.S. consumers have been a victim of identity theft, even when they did all the right things to protect their personal information.
I did everything right, but an institution that had my data didn't. And now my identity's been stolen.
Banks, hospitals, employers, and other institutions all have your personal information too. And when they're exposed, careful monitoring of your accounts and credit won't be enough.
$110,000 of my hard-earned money gone.
The stakes are high, and even if you take steps to protect your personal information, you're not the only one who has it. Only LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second, alerting you to the widest volume of threats. And if you become a victim, a dedicated U.S.-based identity restoration specialist will fix it guaranteed. Plus, all LifeLock members are backed by the LifeLock $1 Million Protection Package, including reimbursement for stolen funds. Call now or go online and use promo code 35TV to save 35% off an annual plan for your first year.
Well, Reno County Homeschool's got a good 41-6 Bishop Carroll. There you see Jaden Kirk looking at that left ankle. He's over on the south sideline. And South, after the loss of the play, having a good drive here, but now they face a 4th and 10. They turned it over on downs twice in the first half. And again, Carroll is loading that box. Here they come. Johnson going to go for the home run ball. He's got a man down there. It was caught. Was he inbounds? Where's our official at? They're going to say out of bounds was Jamarian Peters.
Well, a great pitch and catch here, but where are the feet?
Ooh, boy.
Man.
Boy, if we had a second angle at that, I would love to see it.
Where are those feet?
Oh, boy, I tell you, that front foot was, did he have the ball when that front foot was still down in bounds? That is close.
Boy, what a toss, too, and a great catch. Oh, just could have got it out in front of him.
We're seeing one more replay. Oh, I'm not so sure he didn't catch that in bounds. That was close. But it's a turnover and downs. Here comes the option pitch on the edge, and St. Vrain to midfield and into South territory. Well, that option on the edge has been there all night for Bishop Carroll.
Well, it really is well executed. A lot of seal blocks on the inside to get the running back open, and St. Vrain. I mean, you look at 5'9", 160. Not a big cat, but man, I'm telling you, this dude could play.
And gained 8. So second and short. And keeper Corrigan to the 40, turns the corner on the sideline and out of bounds inside the South 30 as we have a penalty marker down.
Holding, offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot, replay, second out.
So we're gonna get Carroll for a hold. This was downfield a little ways. See if we can see where it was.
Correction, it will result in a first down. First down, Bishop Carroll.
Far enough downfield even after the penalty. It's still enough for a first down, being a spot foul at the 46 of South. And if you're used to watching football on Saturdays or Sundays, they go back to the line of scrimmage even when there's a hold downfield, but not in high school. It's a spot foul. And St. Vrain slipped under a would-be tackle of Damani Harris and has a gain down to about the Carroll 42.
St. Vrain with the fresh legs, and they're getting a steady dose of them. Are the Titans right now. That was just the 4th carry for St. Vrain so far tonight.
Don't you always like it when teams have a change-up? You got St. Vrain kind of shifty and quick, and then Herman still very quick, but more of the power runner at 205. And Corrigan, I think he might have tripped on his own man, or the turf got him there. And that was Wynn on the stop. Will force a third down and medium.
Again, looking up the middle, got 2 blockers out in front.
I think when one of the linemen kind of stepped back there, I think he caught the heel there. So third and about 6.
Lined up in that 4-3 package.
Option to the left. Corrigan turns the corner and going to be a little bit short. Actually, you're going to say the knee went down at the 39. It'll make it 4th and 3.
Now decision here. Do you play field position? I don't think that's in their nature.
I think tonight, Carroll, I think they're looking for a knockout blow here early in the third. They'll leave the offense out there.
Coach Jack's going for it.
They haven't done a lot out of the trip formation. We've seen that quite a little bit just inside the number. Let's see if they go to maybe a quick screen or something out of it. And they will. And it's intercepted. This could be a pick 6 for Jaden Roscoe. He was close earlier tonight. This is not close. This is to the house for a defensive touchdown for Jaden Roscoe and the Titans. He saw that once earlier and got a hand on it. Nothing doing this time.
No, he wasn't going to be denied this time. Just great eyes, great read on the football, timed it perfectly. Takes this one all the way to the crib.
He took it away from Harrison King. And Jaden Roscoe, the senior defensive back. So now a special teams touchdown and a defensive touchdown for South.
Yeah. Right now, got to find a way to get the offense involved.
And the offense will stay or come back to the field. Failed on their first 2-point conversion. That was just a handoff straight ahead. And it's Jarrell James in the backfield with Rayshawn Johnson. And it's going to be a little misdirection. Johnson tripped up in the backfield. A great play there by number 98, Cole Stephen. South on the board with the pick 6 from Jaden Roscoe. 41-12 Carroll. We'll be back after this.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, you may face many hard questions. What will tomorrow bring? Which firm should I choose to represent me and my family? We've become the largest injury firm in the world because we've won a lot. Our firm has recovered billions and billions and billions. Over 30% of our new clients are referred by former clients. That says it all. Our results and client satisfaction, that's how we became the largest injury firm in the world. When you call Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, your very own army springs into action immediately to fight to get you the best result as quickly and easily as possible. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Call 800-589-0055. That's 800-589-0055.
(41-12) Bishop Carroll as South gets the pick 6 for Jaden Roscoe. Now the ensuing kickoff. And we got whistles.
Approachment on the kicking team. 5-yard penalty, free kick.
And lined up off sides was South on the kickoff. And they will back up 5 yards. Travis Sanders will have to try it again. And the mental mistake there by South, just lining up off sides.
Yeah, the 6 penalties, 40 yards right now for South. So yeah, some discipline, some little things that got to get cleaned up.
Well, Sanders again, this is supposed to be a squib. And they'll turn around and they'll hand it to the second man through on the fake. And pretty good discipline there on the kick team. Get Aiden Acosta down just as he crossed the 35.
And you betcha, nice tackle in there by number 29, that's Ronnie Davis.
A little counter action there.
Yes, it was. It had 3-minute opportunities, but nice job staying home. Nice form tackle. Right back to the basics. Got to block, got to tackle.
I like that. Nathan Gertz turns around. One fake, one the other way. That's a lot to think about.
I'd like to see the big man turn and take it. And I'm sure that's probably an option as well.
I'm sure that's the third option there. So Corrigan, after throwing the pick 6 back out there and back to the ground game and into the secondary, over 100 yards already, going to really add it here. Cooper Herman to the 20 and taken down inside the 15. Wow, Cooper Herman straight ahead. Another huge gain for the Golden Eagles.
Was a big dose of number 25. Just finding a way to find open acreage. Nice job chasing him down, getting him out of bounds.
Now St. Vrain, massive hole off of left tackle, is inside the 5. It's going to be first and goal, but we'll have to check a penalty marker.
Offense, number 78, replay, first down.
This time a little bit too good blocking. I think they got a hold there on Bishop Carroll's Quentin Mahler.
See if we can see it there. So that'll back him up 10.
You know, Coach Jacks talked about, we were a little undersized, he said, of Carroll against Bishop McGuinness. He says, I think if we come out and be physical tonight, he said, we can win the line of scrimmage, and they have done just that. As St. Vrain will take a handoff, gets inside the 20, and that was a nice tackle there by Anthony Wynn, a 6'1" senior. South trying to come up with the defensive stop. They got one in the first half down there deep. Can they come up with another? Corrigan wants to throw it. It's got some pressure over the middle and overthrows everybody. That time they were trying to get it to the tight end, Nathan Gertz. It'll be 3rd and long.
Again, I think the play call is really good here because they've been running the ball. Just execution on the pass, just not there. A bit too much mustard on it. Pumps it out of the end zone.
Sean Simmons in coverage, but it was pressure that time from South. I think he threw that a little bit earlier than he wanted to. And now 3rd and 16. Oregon on a long count. Going to go motion. We see screen out of this. They're going to go back the other way, and it was batted down. And not even looking for the football was Aiden Acosta. The timing disrupted by the pressure there from the Titans.
I'm not sure, but it was Roscoe again on the play, jumping up. Did he deflect it or just? I think he just obstructed the view there. Man, got a chunk of it though.
And I gotta wonder if Acosta came back and got that. There was a lineman quite a ways down the field there. If that might have been an illegal man downfield, we will never know now. 4th and 16. The offense a little too far for a field goal. Oregon going to go jump ball. And going for Gertz. Oh, and he got a hand on it, but I think also getting a hand in there was was that 29, Ronnie Davis? It was.
Yeah, nice coverage right there. I think it was double coverage in the end zone. This ball is just a timing pattern right here to the back. Ugh, you got to make that catch. Go up here and get it, big fella. Fight for the football.
I think Davis had just enough of his mitt on it to get it away. If that's maybe a half yard more into the corner, that's a touchdown. I like the call. You got the big tight end, physical tight end. South gets the stop. Down 41-12. They'll take over at their own 19-yard line. They've had a couple of pretty good-looking drives that got short-circuited here. Can they put together another? And now there goes Rayshawn Johnson on the read option. Got a good block, ran into his own man, but keeps going across the 30. And question was it too good? I have a penalty marker down. It might have been a block in the back.
Sam Eisman again on another tackle out on the edge.
Holding, offense, number 18. 10-yard penalty from the spot, replay, 1st down.
So they will get a hold down the field. That's on the tight end for Wichita South, Aiden Rojas.
7 penalties, 50 yards so far. It's the mileage that you take off that really kills you.
Yeah, you end up, since it was downfield a little ways, only losing 5 on the play, and you keep the downs, so it's should be 1st and 15. Now, and they've just not been able to go lateral at all tonight. As Jarrell James will lose yardage. And that was Mitchell Frank on the stop.
Just good pursuit from the outside, stayed home. Contained it, shut it down.
Well, every time South has tried to go east and west running, it has not been favorable at all. They need to stick with north to south, and now it's 2nd and 20. And danger area, ball inside the 10, and now South having trouble getting lined up with the play clock ticking down under 5. And they're gonna have to burn one here.
Yeah, you hate to see that. Plenty of time to get that play called and everybody lined up, but you had your wide receiver on the wrong side of the football field to run the play. And that look right there may tell it all.
So we're going to take a look at the remaining schedule for the Titans. They're going to go to North. We mentioned that earlier, having a rough night against Great Bend tonight, and 2 Heights before they'll take on Northwest and West. Finally back at home. So there's some tough games left there for the South Titans. Unless they can really mount a big comeback. Still going to be looking for their first win next week. You see Rayshawn Johnson. We've seen those flashes tonight that everybody's so excited about at the next level. There's been some NAIA, KCAC schools, some D2s, some JUCOs, a lot of conversations with that young man to play next year on Saturdays. And he's going to go a little read option, and that was bottled up pretty good. He'll gain maybe a couple. And right in there, again, having a nice ball game tonight was Cole Stephen. And boy, right where, if you're South, you don't want to be, third and forever.
No, this team really not built to play behind the chains. They want to get out and started fast and early. And it just hasn't happened tonight.
Third down, 18. Rayshawn Johnson, here comes the pressure. He's going to fire one over the middle. He's got a man and makes a great catch for a first down. That is Travis Sanders. Boy, nice job, Johnson, stepping up in the pocket and finds his open receiver.
Yeah, watch Sanders get open. Really stretches out, grabs the football with both hands. Rayshawn with a nice pitch and the catch for a big first down on 3rd and 18.
Those are the ball out to the 40. Won't see a better catch at any level than that one from Travis Sanders. And boy, you convert a 3rd and 18 in the shadow of your own goal line. And now he's going to go straight ahead keeper this time and got spun around. And Johnson to the sideline. I thought it might be a face mask, so he's going to gain about 11, and I think they're going to add 15 to this if I saw correctly.
I think it's very possible. The hanky came in and about that area.
Boy, that spun him around. You think it would be the personal foul variety.
Yeah, we'll get another look at it here in just a second. See what the official has to say.
Unless we completely missaw that, and it was by the shoulder pad.
Foul, face mask, defense, number 50. 15 yards from the end of the run will result in a first down.
There it was. Oh,
yep,
yeah.
Sure enough.
When you see that head go around, you're pretty sure. But what strength there by Rayshawn Johnson. Not only did he survive that, he gained 11, then you add 15. And this is the 3rd time South in this ballgame's had a pretty nice offensive drive. And again, Coach Wells talked to us about finishing. He said they had some opportunities in some of their losses if they finished drives to be in those games and maybe win those games. And Johnson has some time, has a man momentarily open, then it's picked off. And a return still on his feet. Blake Bowmaker will take it out to about the 40. Boy, he set back in the secondary and read that one perfectly.
Blake Bowmaker, 5'6", 145, wide receiver, defensive back. The senior, like you said, just out there playing center field. Sees the eyes of the quarterback, reads it, steps in front of the intended receiver, makes the grab. And how about the nice return? Showing off the balance, the agility, the elusiveness. But a big, big turnover for the Titans here. They were putting together a really pretty good drive.
Like I said, that'd be the 3rd time as St. Vrain will plow forward for about 6. And the 3rd time tonight. They've been down there, and offense still comes away empty for South. I think that ball, the seam was open. I think it needed to be delivered a little bit earlier on that interception before you got to that zone on the back end. And now the keeper by Corrigan. He's into the secondary. Good stiff arm inside the 40 and ankle tackled at the South 37. And again, the big boys up front for the Golden Eagles paving the way.
Boy, again, watch this, both the pulling guard and tackle. Solid blocks, using his God-given abilities to stiff arm and then get outside. Big pickup.
Now St. Vrain this time tackled in the backfield. There was a couple of Titans in there, Damani Harris and Kai Parker.
Tell you what, This offense has been on the field for a long time in this game. At some point, the platooning has got to take over, and you got to get some fresh legs in there for that offensive line, but they have been on. The time of possession has been impressive.
Yeah, it seems like South offense has stood on the sideline a lot in this one as they'll motion Herman out. Corrigan going to go keeper, but off the edge, staying at home, making a tackle for a loss is Andre Lovett.
And Lovett read that perfectly. Came off the defensive end's position and said, no, not getting by me, Mr. 5.
So 3rd and 14. South, after giving up the big chunk run, is forced a 3rd and long. Corrigan back to throw it. Looking for an out pass, and it's caught. That's Wineland out of bounds near the 30. Let's see where they spot it. Now a very manageable 4th down coming up. And Wineland just went down and hooked it back up towards the sideline. Looks like it's going to be about a 4th and 4. Herman, the big back out there. Now they're going to adjust the personnel and run a receiver over to the right side. He threw something to the sideline on Carroll. Looking at the official, they're going to take a timeout.
Timeout. Bishop Carroll, first charge.
And the game clock is still running. I don't think the officials have seen it yet. It is still running. It was out near 2 minutes. They finally got it stopped with 1:47. I think they're going to have to adjust this and put probably about 10 seconds back up there.
Please reset the game clock to 2:01. 2:01.
For you fans in Winfield, Mac 40, Winfield 20. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. For the tough nights so far for the Vikings. Am I reading this correctly? End of the 3rd, Junction City 28, Manhattan 14.
Wow.
Oh, major upset alert. Now, Junction City, don't get us wrong, they played a whale of a game. Northwest wore them down in the 4th, but to go on the road and have a 2-touchdown lead entering the 4th is, boy, I got to sit down. 4th down. Oregon retreating, throws an inside screen, and it's a great tackle. And coming up from the secondary, Ronnie Davis gets Wineland down, and the South defense, they give up that big run, but get another turnover on downs.
Yes, perfectly read. Let's take another look at it. Good patience, waiting for everything to set up and then getting to the ball to your playmaker, but equally good playmaker on the other side making the tackle.
You get away from Davis, you got a chance to get the 1st down and maybe more with that, but Davis made a fantastic open field tackle, and now Rashawn Johnson and that South offense out there looking for their 1st offensive touchdown of the ball game. Again, they've got a Johnson 99-yard kickoff return for a TD and also a Roscoe pick-6 return. Johnson on the read option, crosses the 40, there's the speed, and he's out of bounds. I think he stepped out back near the 40.
And like I said, just found that extra gear out on the edge. Flag down on the play, though.
And this is back towards the middle of the field.
Maybe a little extracurriculars after, possibly. It was away from the football.
Are they going to call the flex on Johnson?
I don't think so because it was thrown so far away. Let's see.
Holding. Offense.
Oh.
10-yard penalty from the spot.
Oh, way downfield.
Will result in a 1st down.
Here comes Rashawn Johnson. There you see he turns the corner. Took a big hit. Boy, and that's a gear he possesses that not a lot of people on the field possess. So it's going to limit you and put you back at your own 47, but still enough for a South 1st down.
It is, but boy, that's just a big run. You hate to see that happen. Johnson's put out so much effort tonight.
And now they back up in there, handing it off to Demarion Carter. That's a Jaden Logue. Maybe just giving Johnson a little rest here.
Yeah, he had to be gassed after that last run, and there's no shame in getting your backup quarterback in there for some snaps, getting him some experience. Logue is just a 5'9", 155-pound junior.
You remember, Johnson plays defense as well,
That's
so
true.
maybe rest him. Of course, an important drive here for the Titans. And fumbled snap, and the drive is over, it looks like. Fumble is going to be recovered by Bishop Carroll, and what a game for Cole Stephen. We've called him a lot, but boy, and maybe that kind of sums up the offensive night for South. You just got something going, and the turnover bug hits again.
Yes, it does, and you see the mishandled snap. Boy, that got there in a big old hurry, and he just was not expecting the football to be there that soon, and that's too bad.
And Carroll will start in South territory. They'll mark it down, it looks like, at the 44-yard line. Corrigan, oh, it looks like a miscommunication. He wanted to fake it, and he just takes it straight ahead. And we'll pick up about 7. I think he wanted to fake that, maybe a little read option, and there was nobody to fake it to, but heady move out of the senior. And now a little tempo. This time straight ahead to Herman. And I think forward progress. Are they going to give him? It's going to be close. I think he might be marked just a little bit short.
Tell you what, Herman has been the absolute workhorse for this Carroll offense all night long. Get caught up on his numbers here in just a little bit, and I'll get you kind of where he's at.
Carroll didn't have to snap it, but they do. And Herman another about maybe 9 down to the 15, and for some reason the clock did stop. And that will take us down to the end of the third quarter, a quarter in which South outscores Carroll 6-0.
The end of the third quarter.
But at the end of the third quarter, it's Bishop Carroll 41 and Wichita South 12. We're back for the fourth after this break on Your View.
Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich, here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions, and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now.
Hi folks, welcome back. If you or someone you know has been exposed to the weed killer Roundup and you now suffer from non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, you could be entitled to significant cash compensation. Rob, who should be calling in right now?
Just like you said, Paula, if you or someone you know have been exposed to the weed killer Roundup and you are now suffering from non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, you may be entitled to significant compensation.
Thanks, Rob. Take action and call now.
Start of the fourth quarter. Bishop Carroll up 41-12. They got a second and about 3, and they are going to a quick screen and right through the hands of Harrison King, and it looked to be set up pretty well.
Yes, it definitely did, and well, the blocking was out front. That could have been a scoring play right there. Just a little bit elevated on the pass, and you guys think the last pass should have been easy to catch. but you don't have shoulder pads on when you're thinking about that. And you put a pair of shoulder pads on and a helmet, it makes it a little more difficult.
Yeah, on the keeper, Corrigan will have the first down. And Carroll will move the chains.
Well, that's a key statement right there, because that's exactly what they've done all night. That's what they wanted to do, and that's what they've done, is just win the line of scrimmage, move the chains, eat the clock, and score the football. They finished drives. They finished plays.
Yeah, and on the other side, that's what the South offense has been unable to do tonight. Had 3 good drives, and they've come away with Butkus on those 3 drives. As Corrigan, another keeper, and that time Damani Harris into the backfield with a nice tackle.
Yeah, that one just didn't develop. It just seemed like it may have been somebody did something wrong on this particular one, because you saw his back exit the backfield looking for a little swing pass out in the flat possibly, but not sure exactly what that was, but defended well.
Now Corrigan wants to throw it, looking over the middle. He's had a man. Was there contact? No, just a little bit out of the reach of Aiden Acosta, number 4 there. Now it'll be 3rd down and 10.
Only 3 targets or 4 targets for Acosta. He's had 3 receptions for 50 yards.
The catches had been spread out coming into the game on the season. Acosta had 8. Drew Ferguson had 4. Nick Wineland had 5. It'd been a run-heavy offense, and you can see why with this offensive line. Now Corrigan again, he wants that screen. He may have to eat this, and he will, back near the 30. And boy, I tell you, the Titans met at the quarterback. It'll probably go to Anthony Valerio, big number 55.
Yeah, take a look how this developed, like jailbreak to the quarterback. And they had a meeting in the backfield and decided to talk about sacks. Lots of sacks. And again, like you said, I think that was that screen set up to the left-hand side, and it just didn't happen.
4th and 18. Again, no man's land. And Carroll getting lined up late. Will they call a timeout? Looks like Corrigan may be ready. A little motion. Corrigan's got some time. Gonna go for that jump ball. Man on man. Gertz with the, almost, but the flag comes in. Oh boy, we'll have to see a replay. I thought it was pretty good defense there by Jay-Sean Simmons, and Gertz nearly hauls it in. We'll get another look.
Great elevation on the football. Throws it to where his guy can get it on the backwards.
Pass interference.
Back shoulder pass.
15-yard penalty.
Got a handful of shoulder pad
remain
jersey.
4th down.
Well, it's hard to tell. Did he actually have a hold of it, or was his hand just there? Oh boy. I'm kind of in favor of letting them play there. This is really close. We're seeing it again on a different screen. And now it is 4th down. And again, not an automatic first down here in high school, so it's still 4th down, but now 4th down and 3. We'll see if you go back to the ground game. No, Corrigan, he's going to rush out of the pocket, keeping the play alive, still keeping the play alive, fires it wide open in the middle of the field, taking it into the end zone is Drew Ferguson, and I believe his first catch of the night. And I tell you, Corrigan just kept that play alive.
Well, he just keeps impressing us as he goes through the night. Extended the play with his legs, take another look at it, sprints out to the left, sees an open receiver, says, nope, you're not that open, then moves. Keeps his eyes downfield, finds an open receiver, and Ferguson finally gets into the end zone. And he says, I got one tonight.
And you just can't cover for that long. Back in the secondary, and now David Cisco Acuna. Actually, they're going to put a different kicker in there. It will be Blake Murphy. He's listed as a D-back and a wide receiver.
Against South. No yardage assessed.
And South will get the sideline warning. You get 1 warning and then a 5-yard penalty if it happens again. It's typically official going down the sideline that runs into personnel.
Yeah, usually coaching staff member.
And this extra point is blocked. Too much penetration in there from the Titans. And now a really late flag. So we will take a break and we'll be back and tell you exactly what happened with the flag
Against the
after
defense,
this.
number 6. That yardage will be assessed on the
Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now.
Here's one more look at that touchdown. Corrigan just keeping this play alive. And what you like most, keeping those eyes downfield while he's scrambling. And eventually, you can only cover so long back there. And eventually Ferguson, nice job, back to the middle of the field, found the area, the soft spot in the zone there. And now the ensuing kickoff. That one comes from the south side of the field. Will go in the end zone. They had an unsportsmanlike after the extra point was blocked. So Andale, no trouble with Wichita Collegiate down the road tonight. 54-7, that Andale train just keeps on a rolling. Buhler 42, Circle 12. That's an early or a late fourth quarter score. And Great Bend beat North 75-8. Just super anxious. Hopefully we'll get an update on that Junction City game in Manhattan. Also Mays Derby. They were tied 21 at halftime. Hopefully we'll get that. And Northwest 28-21 lead on Capon at halftime. We had some great games, and Andover Central 14-7 at halftime on Valley Center. Great night of football action as Rayshawn Johnson will just hand this off. New back in there. We've seen this man on defense, Keandre Metcalf, with his first carry.
Metcalf, sophomore at 5'8", 165 in there, 155. Looks much bigger than that.
Well, you know, the featured back Jaden Kirk, that ankle injury in the third quarter. We have not seen him since. Actually, unfortunately, I see him. He's got his shoulder pads off and a pair of crutches on the sideline. Rough night all the way around for the Titans, and they'll go back straight ahead once again with Metcalf. And yeah, if you're a South Titan fan, that's not what you want to see, that left ankle wrapped up, and Jaden Kirk with a pair of crutches. That's going to be something to watch moving forward in the upcoming weeks for South.
Definitely. Got to find somebody to fill those shoes.
Now you got a 3rd and 4. And a low snap. Johnson then, he lost it on the exchange. Did Carroll recover this?
They did. Yeah, Carroll jumped on the ball quickly. We saw it from our viewpoint. And it is 60 or 50.
We'll get another look at it. Again, a bad snap and then the exchange. Running back never got it. I still can't answer your question if that's 50 or 60. Down there, we'll get another look at it and we'll let you know. So that was what Colby Wise with the fumble recovery, and that's got to, we weren't keeping track of the turnovers. That's got to be up around 5 tonight for South. And a short field, and you got to wonder. And, yeah, Corrigan not back out there. Grant Stephen will take over at the quarterback position. And a couple of nice pass completions in the first half. And another handoff, new back, but same result down near the goal line. Just short, I believe, is going to be Wyatt Sauber.
Holding, offense, 10-yard penalty, replay, first down.
Well, to be negated by another 10-yard penalty. Great run by the new back that snuck in on us.
Boy, but if I saw correctly, the hold was away from the play and didn't really affect it, but it will back. Yeah, Golden Eagles up 10.
7 penalties, 75 yards for Bishop Carroll tonight. I'm sure that's going to be a point of contention with the coaching staff.
Well, it always is when you go back and watch some of those, especially when you see if I got the right man, yeah. That was on the opposite side where the play went from, didn't affect it at all. It's just kind of like, you know, just chip on that side and let go. Now Stephen going to go with the keeper straight ahead. He pieces his way into the secondary, breaking arm tackles, and he'll be down and get a bunch of that yardage back.
Boy, he really did, and we got right through the heart of the defense as well.
Trying to see if we got any fresh linemen in there. Just watch Stephen piecing his way. And I believe we're seeing, yeah, that was Zach Anderson. He's a starter. I think a lot of the front liners still up front for Carroll. And now a short gain. Let's hit immediately. There was Sauber. We'll bring a third down and about 8.
Yeah, just trying to chew that clock up right now and try to put this one to bed before. Hopefully nobody else gets hurt. I mean, you definitely don't want that to happen, but you know, you got to run guys in and you got to give them valuable experience. Now is that time, you know, to run them, platoon some guys in and out that maybe haven't got a great deal of experience and make it happen.
Yeah, that's the first team offensive line still in there. And now Stephen lowers his shoulder, gets inside the 20.
Uh-oh.
And that's close to after the whistle.
Yeah, I thought there might have been another one coming, but officials showing some restraint now.
Yeah, let's see it again. It was very close. Fourth down and about 7 here for Carroll.
I like the Carroll football right here.
Stephen had a nice slant pass for a touchdown. He'll go back to throw it. He's looking for the corner. Now he's going to throw up a jump ball. 2 receivers were there, and it's hauled in for a touchdown by Lane Graff. And now we got flags coming down. 1 back behind the line of scrimmage and 1 in the end zone. So I think we got 1 during the play and I think after the play as well coming up. And they may both be on Carroll. And actually, I see official without his hat. He may have a same official may have a second penalty.
Yeah, let's take another look at the pass. Nice job. Stephen extended the play. Throws the ball up for grabs in the end zone. There's a touchdown. There's no doubt about that. That's 6 points. Great catch.
Absolutely.
By Lane Graff. But what was there a bump after the fact?
I think they're going to get Graff for an unsportsmanlike. Let's see. We're watching another monitor and see if we can see something.
Here comes the call.
Yeah. Yeah, he said something and then bumped the South defender. He just cannot do that.
There were 3 fouls on the play, all against Bishop Carroll. 5 men in the backfield, offense, that penalty is declined. Offensive pass interference, offense, that penalty is declined. Unsportsmanlike conduct, offense, 15 yards from the dead ball spot, which is incomplete pass.
Oh, now, okay, now they're ruling that an incomplete pass because I was going to say if you decline the 2 penalties, that was a post-penalty foul. The play would count. So they had to rule that pass incomplete for them to accept that penalty.
Interesting.
And we didn't.
I think we see something different here on the replay. Let's take another look.
Did that ball come out at some point? Well, I thought he had his arm under it.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah,
Wow,
and
okay.
I think that might be a stretch on unsportsmanlike right there.
Yeah, clearly that was the unsportsmanlike, but we were a little surprised that that was ruled incomplete.
So first down for the South Titans here. Wow.
Well, I think now if you are Coach Russ Wells, you just want to see an offensive drive for a score. I think you just need to finish one. And they're pretty content right now just to hand it off as Demario Baldwin in the backfield with his first carry. Looks like number 35 there, Cooper Bullis. And a tackle for Bishop Carroll.
Demario Baldwin, junior at 5'6", 155. Getting his first carry tonight.
And he'll get another one, and you see it looks like South with Rayshawn Johnson is just more than content right now to have him hand the ball off and just kind of keep the clock moving and head back home to regroup.
Yes, definitely swarming defense right there. A lot of green shirts swarming to the football. But we've seen that all night long. But load up at the box once again. Here comes Carroll.
And that's what they're going to do. This time Baldwin gets outside, got a chance to get to the first down and more. He crosses midfield and shows some good speed. As he'll, looks like get down inside the Carroll 40 with a big first down for South.
Comes off the ground, stomping the ground a little bit like he's a little frustrated. That was great. Young man. Take what you can get. Yeah, turn that corner. Great job, 26 yards at the carry.
I think he was frustrated. I think the turf got him there that slowed him up. He still gets down to the Carroll 38. He's going to get another carry. Falls forward for a couple. Seeing some fresh jerseys on the defensive side. And now they'll take Baldwin out.
Well, he's run quite a few plays, so he's probably a little gassed at this point.
And the junior will get a break. And back into the backfield comes Keandre Metcalf.
St. Vrain still in there at corner.
And Metcalf gets the carry. And after first contact, going to push down near the 30. And we have a penalty marker down back behind the play. This was the same crew we had a little bit earlier in our broadcast schedule at Goddard Eisenhower. They threw a few flags that evening.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, 15-yard penalty will result in a first down.
So personal foul goes against Bishop Carroll. So the Titan offense, I'll tell you what, that is a fired up Chris Jacks.
Well, he should be. I mean, that's 9 penalties for 105
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
yards.
Bishop Carroll, bench, half the distance to the goal, first down.
Oh, my.
Apparently a little bit too fired up as I saw the penalty marker come down, and that was our referee again. I think he made the signal, and that's going to march the ball down to the Carroll 8-yard line. And now we have Loeb back in at quarterback. Metcalf the carry down to about the 4.
Big man just scooting right in there. I was trying to get the tackle. I think it was 29. No, 27, Cooper Carson on the tackle. There was a group of them in there. 29 was also in there.
Seeing a lot of
Junction Pets.
new numbers up front for South. So a lot of the younger players getting some action here in the fourth quarter. Well, both sides of the equation. Now back in the game and taking it in for the first South offensive touchdown tonight is DeMario Baldwin. So every team has scored for South tonight. Special teams, defense, and now offense.
And a good read. There was nothing there on the inside. Cuts it outside, uses his speed to get to the cone. He gets into the end zone, and he's fired up about scoring a touchdown tonight. Well, and as well he should be.
Mario Baldwin, just over 3.5 minutes left. Gets South into the end zone offensively. Well, they have failed on their first couple of two-point conversions this evening. And whistles stop the play. Looks like Carroll lined up in the neutral zone.
Defense, half the distance to the goal, retry.
So that'll move it half the distance. And they'll go back to Metcalf, and he will get into the end zone. 2-point try, good for South. Makes it a 47-20 ball game.
Well, maybe a little too late, but still a 47-20 lead for Bishop Carroll with 3:31 to go.
Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now.
Bishop Carroll has to just fall on the kickoff. Looked like a wedge shot, not one of mine. I don't get any spin like that on it, but and we'll see a lot of the younger kids coming back out. Looks like you got maybe a new running back in there. That's a new wideout, number 28, Caleb Ferguson. I believe we'll probably still have Grant Stephen out there at quarterback. And he'll hand it off straight ahead. As Carroll now looking just to run some time. That's Adam Gorgeous.
Yeah, Adam Gorgeous getting in the ball game. Junior running back. Again, good to see the young folks getting in there and the young kids getting a chance to play here at the varsity level.
His brother was a good running back here a few years ago at Bishop Carroll.
Not too shabby. I don't think we expected this. I really honestly expected South to really be able to hold their own. Things, boy, just did not go their way tonight. The turnovers were absolutely killer.
The two things that stick in my mind, the turnovers and the dominance up front by Bishop Carroll. I did not see them getting that kind of push the entire game against that South front.
Yeah, I really didn't either. But the experience did show itself to come to the forefront, and the cream does rise to the crop, and take your hat off to that Bishop Carroll front line. Did an outstanding job tonight.
Yeah, when you can dominate up front, things are going to go your way most time. South got the special teams touchdown as there's a keeper by Steven. A little bit short.
Well, you know, talking to Coach Jacks, his #1 key tonight to victory was establish the line of scrimmage. I don't believe they established it. I think they demolished it.
Yeah. Another score I see coming in with somebody we're going to see next week. Salt Hawks 35-13 victory over Salina South tonight. Derby Mays, that was 21-all at halftime. I believe this is the first punt we've seen tonight from Carroll.
First punt that wasn't blocked.
Oh, and now a fumble is going to be another turnover tonight on South. I believe is their 6th turnover. That's Marion Carter right through the hands, and Carroll recovers. Close to the South 40.
Yeah, you just hate to see that.
No, minute 18 remaining. And there's your Carroll schedule. What do they got coming up?
Illegal formation, offense, 5 in the backfield. Will re-kick.
They're going to have to re-kick after an illegal formation. They're at Heights, and boy, how about the Holy War this year? Carroll was, or excuse me, Capon was in a battle. They were trailing by 7 against Northwest at halftime. And then you got East, and boy, you're at Derby. That Carroll schedule every year is one of the toughest here in the City League. And boy, I tell you, it does not let up after this week.
Boy, it really doesn't.
So another re-kick. Another chance for Carter, or excuse me, a different player in there. This is a great roll. This is going to be a long punt. And one got away from a ball boy there. We got 2 balls out there. Both of them surprisingly ended up at the 26, so you could choose either ball there to place it. And Carroll with we got another penalty marker.
Play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, receiving team. 15-yard penalty from the end of the kick. First down, South.
A little frustration boiling over there for South. So they get a personal foul. And now South will, I'm going to guess, hand it off a couple of times here and try to regroup for next week. As Logue will come back out at quarterback.
Correction. It will be half the distance to the goal. First down.
So now they mark off the penalty.
Scott, we thought by week 4 discipline issues wouldn't be as much of a problem. They've actually gotten worse, I think, in the last few weeks. We've watched high school football. 100 yards, 105 yards in penalties for South. Over 120 yards in penalties for Bishop Carroll.
And now keeper by Logue around right in. Has some running room, crosses the 25, banged rudely out of bounds there around the 29.
Again, both teams still fighting hard, being competitive. That's what it's all about, but you gotta contain yourself. You gotta stay within yourself here.
What an upset tonight in Manhattan. Junction City 28, Manhattan 14. I never saw the Blue Jays rebounding like that after that tough loss we had for them last week against Northwest. What a win on the road.
Oh, absolutely. Manhattan stunned, I'm sure, tonight.
That's got to be one quiet stadium right now. And now Logue pulls it again on the read option, bowling his way forward. And a good gain on a first down. Again, Logue is your junior backup to Rayshawn Johnson, who, you know, outside of the 99-yard kickoff return there, made it 7-6 early in the ball game. Carroll, well, did a fantastic job against him tonight.
Yeah, they really have. Only 11 carries, 58 yards for Rayshawn Johnson on the day, and only 4 completions for 44 yards as well, so not a good day.
Did they pick him twice tonight or just once?
I want to say twice.
They're around the left end, which, well, I hear the whistles, and we have hit all zeros tonight as a very dominating performance here on homecoming tonight for the Golden Eagles, as Bishop Carroll will get to 2-2 on the season. South falls to 0-4 as Bishop Carroll wins tonight 47-20. We've got a lot more coming up, so stay tuned here as you are watching the Game Time High School Football Game of the Week on YurView.
Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich, here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now.
Thinking about retirement? Would you like to have retirement income that you can count on for the rest of your life? How about up to 33% more income? Call this number to get this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers. This book is filled with valuable information, uncovering little-known secrets to help you maximize your income in retirement. And it's free. Retirement income you can count on starts by calling for this free book. As a bonus, we'll also rush this annuity rate report, also absolutely free. Annuity National researched numerous products and summarized the rates and benefits of annuities from foremost insurance companies like Nassau Life and Annuity. Call for both these free books, Annuity National, retirement income you can count on for the rest of your life. Call now.
For your free books, call 800-793-7995. That's 800-793-7995. 800-793-7995.
Hi folks, welcome back. If you or someone you know has been exposed to the weed killer Roundup and you now suffer from non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, you could be entitled to significant cash compensation. Rob, who should be calling in right now?
Just like you said, Paula, if you or someone you know have been exposed to the weed killer Roundup and you are now suffering from non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, you may be entitled to significant compensation.
Thanks, Rob. Take action and call now.
Game Time on YurView is brought to you by Keeley Roofing and Construction. Let us show you why our customers voted us the best of Wichita for roofing, siding, decks, and guttering. Keeley Roofing and Construction, where quality meets integrity.
47-20. Bishop Carroll knocks off Wichita South tonight, and we've reached that point where we're going to take a look at our play of the game.
And it's a spectacular one. Some little trickeration we didn't expect. How about the end around to Harrison King? Finds an open loop, kicks it in there for about a 26-yard touchdown. Good, just fantastic execution. Great backside blocking. Just the way you draw it up, and Harrison King gets into the end zone.
And there was nobody over there south completely fooled on that play, and that was the smart call of the game, courtesy of Cox Mobile, the smart way to mobile. You can learn more at cox.com/mobile. And there you see Chris Jacks and his Golden Eagles celebrating, and a little post-game chat. And we'll have a little bit of a post-game chat coming up for you after this final break on the Game Time Game of the Week on Your View.
Thinking about retirement? Would you like to have retirement income that you can count on for the rest of your life? How about up to 33% more income? Call this number to get this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers. This book is filled with valuable information uncovering little-known secrets to help you maximize your income in retirement. And it's free. Retirement income you can count on starts by calling for this free book. As a bonus, we'll also rush this annuity rate report, also absolutely free. Annuity National researched numerous products and summarized the rates and benefits of annuities from foremost insurance companies like Nassau Life and Annuity. Call for both these free books. Annuity National, retirement income you can count on for the rest of your life. Call now.
For your free books, call 800-793-7995. That's 800-793-7995. 800-793-7995.
Heads up, the IRS is on the move. If you owe the IRS more than $10,000 in back taxes, revenue agents can now come directly to your home to collect. That means bank accounts, assets, and cash are all up for grabs. The time for waiting is over. StopIRSDebt.com can intercept these agents and stop collections fast. With thousands of 5-star reviews, we've helped low and high income taxpayers get protected and slash their tax debt. So if you're under audit, need your returns filed, or have an agent at your door, go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings. Simply answer a few questions and you're done. With 87,000 new IRS agents on the move, don't roll the dice any longer. There are now generous options to resolve your tax debt, but you must act fast. Don't wait until it's too late. Go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings.
Call 855-296-9016. That's 855-296-9016.
47-20. Bishop Carroll knocks off Wichita South tonight. And again, things that just jumped out to me, we already kind of talked about it, was the dominance up front by Bishop Carroll in their run game, and then the turnovers. Carroll just, I think we had 5 or 6 against Wichita South, and then the turnover on downs. You pile all that up, and it gets to be a huge victory tonight for Bishop Carroll.
Ash, it absolutely does. 331 yards on the ground, 94 yards in the air for Bishop Carroll, 425 altogether, 12 first downs. I tell you what, John Kerrigan made a believer out of me tonight. He stayed within the offense. He didn't have to carry him. He just didn't have to make any mistakes, and he didn't. Ran it to perfection, distributed the football, and let his playmakers do the job. Nice work, senior quarterback, getting your first start.
Yeah, I made the one mistake on the screen pass that was returned for a touchdown, but you got to be very happy with his first start. Boy, I tell you, we always look forward to making a trip to Derby. They're going to be a little hungry. We just got a final score. Maize over Derby tonight, 42-21. The Salthawks will bring that triple option offense, always difficult to contain, to Derby next week. Friday, October 3rd, with our pregame. We'll roll at 7 o'clock. Love going to Derby.
Absolutely. Ought to be a great one.
Yeah, it should be a fun one. And next week, it was fun tonight here. You see all the kiddies having a good time before and during the game, as you have been watching the Game Time High School Game of the Week on Your View. Bishop Carroll takes the victory over Wichita South by a final of 47-20. On behalf of our entire crew, alongside Scott Gurney, I'm Scott Hogan. So long from Bishop Carroll High School, and God bless.
Nearly 1 in 4 U.S. consumers have been a victim of identity theft, even when they did all the right things to protect their personal information.
I did everything right, but an institution that had my data didn't. And now my identity's been stolen.
Banks, hospitals, employers, and other institutions all have your personal information too. And when they're exposed, careful monitoring of your accounts and credit won't be enough.
$110,000 of my hard-earned money gone.
The stakes are high, and even if you take steps to protect your personal information, you're not the only one who has it. Only LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second, alerting you to the widest volume of threats. And if you become a victim, a dedicated U.S.-based identity restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed. Plus, all LifeLock members are backed by the LifeLock $1 Million Protection Package, including reimbursement for stolen funds. Call now or go online and use promo code 35TV to save 35% off an annual plan for your first year.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, you may face many hard questions. What will tomorrow bring? Which firm should I choose to represent me and my family? We've become the largest injury firm in the world because we've won a lot. Our firm has recovered billions and billions and billions. Over 30% of our new clients